Hello, guys. Good evening.
Hello.
What's up, Nikandros?
Good
Good evening.
Here,
evening.
What's up, Salman?
Hello.
We got Matthias. Is that correct? Matthias.
Yeah, it's almost correct. It sounds like more like Mateos, but it's correct. You can call me by
Mateus. That's it. I'm all for learning the exact pronunciation. That's important. And we have Marcel. What's up, Marcel?
Yeah, nothing much. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Were you following the race today? I just
course.
caught up on the results, actually.
It was tight. It was tight.
Anyone else watch
Ay,
F1 today?
Hey, like a Google Meet.
Right. What we're gonna do is I want to quickly have a chat with Matthias, because Matthias is your first time joining a track help session. Are you
Yeah, it's
able
the first time
to?
I'm joining.
Excellent. Well, welcome. I'm very happy to have you. Are you able to review some footage today, or are you just gonna be on standby? Because I know you're out. You
I'm gonna
messaged
be
me.
on standby because I can find my footage of the race on the onboard. So I'm gonna be standby here.
No worries. Just stand by, and whenever you get a chance, maybe we can have you on as well. Nikandros, this is your first time joining as well. Is that correct?
Yep. Never been submitting before.
Well, welcome. Thank you for joining. Where are you joining us from?
So I live in the UK, Brighton.
Brighton. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sunny Brighton. Is it good weather these days?
So today it was all right. It started a little bit cloudy, but towards like the end of the day, it started clearing up a bit. But I think it's the best weather you can get in the UK, so I'm not complaining.
Right. No, I think this past week has been very good, and especially because Brighton is near the. Are you near the sea? I guess, right?
Yeah. Literally 3 minutes walk from the sea.
Wow, beautiful. So, what karting tracks? I heard is there an outdoor track? Brighton karting, is that the one you probably go to?
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
the card I'm going. And I'm racing most of the times. It's
That's awesome.
They have really good cars. The track as a car has a really nice layout, and the tarmac is really good as well.
How long have you been going there for? To Brighton karting?
Consistently since October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically got all the different weather, I guess. You've got the dry, the rain, any snow?
that would be amazing, but
Yeah.
I always kept myself going in dry weather.
Okay, you abstain from the rain.
Yeah, for now, yeah. I don't have like the plastic suit that you put on top.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't tried that yet. But at some point, I'll do it.
It's understandable. It gets quite messy when it rains, and it's advised to have a wetsuit on standby. But it's also an experience I would highly encourage you try, just because it's a unique experience driving wet track with slick tires. In rental cars, they don't change the tires for the wet.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth trying out. Did you submit any footage that you wanted to review, or you just joining?
I didn't know where to put it, so I'm literally right now exporting some footage from my session that I had on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember when I went exactly.
Awesome.
And I could share my screen, or I don't know if you want me to send it to you. I don't know.
Do you have like a YouTube link for it, an either unlisted or public link?
No, I haven't.
How big is the file?
I could chop it up to like 5 minutes. Like I could have it like I could get like 5 minutes, which is probably 5-6 laps from the session. So it's exactly what you want me to do.
It would be good if you get the key part that you want me to go through with you. Really, it can be the good bits or the not so good bits. Whatever you feel you want to go over. If you can send that through either WeTransfer or Google Drive, and then I'll be able to convert it to a private YouTube link. The thing is, when we share screen, the playback through YouTube is a lot smoother than directly sharing the screen.
Okay.
It tends to lag when you do that. So
Okay.
I'll let you work on that, and then just send me through DM, I guess, right, on the Academy. You go to the direct message section.
Yeah, I can either send the link in the Academy or here as well if you want it. Doesn't matter.
Send it in the Academy, and then I'll take a look at it.
Okay, give me a second. I'll export it now.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Matthias, you have a question?
I would like to say that I will probably not be here for long enough to hear the whole conversation because I'm not in my home right now.
No worries. No worries. We're
Just
gonna have a
practice.
replay of the session, so you can even review once you have time. Once you
Okay,
get back
thank
home.
you.
What I want to do, guys, we have Callius. What's up, Callius? Kalis, not Callius.
Yeah.
Kalis.
I was about to say,
How's it going?
it's good. What about you?
Yeah, all good. Welcome back. Welcome back. Did you do some driving since last week?
Yes, and I improved my time by 2 seconds.
Wow. We love to hear that. We love to hear that. I think we've done back-to-back sessions of reviewing your footage each time, going over some improvements, and you're knocking it out the park. So is that 23 now you've hit, or 21 maybe?
21.
21, that's it. So from 25 to 23 to 21.
Yeah.
That is very, very impressive. And what was the difference? Was it the cart, or was it maybe your lines?
It was the lines.
It was the lines. Excellent. You sent a link, yeah, to that footage?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we got a lot to go through, guys, today. What I want to start off with is some questions, because we had some questions from last week. I believe Salman as well has some questions as well. Salman, let's start with you, because I heard you got a race coming up.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be a great chance just to find out more information about this. Is this a sprint race, meaning it's a solo one? Or is it a team race like endurance?
No, solo.
Solo. And when is it?
At September, actually.
September. Okay. What's the name of the race?
I don't know. They just told me you have a race. You're a good racer.
Yeah.
And I told them, can I join? They say it's okay if you can.
Awesome. So any information about the format of this race?
No, actually, but actually I was at my kart. It was N32. My first lap was 56.2. Last time I drive N35.
Okay.
My first lap was 55.3.
Okay. So slightly slower with the N35.
No, quicker.
How much was it with N32 again?
N32, 56.2.
56, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, basically, one is a junior kart, one is an adult kart. There's going to be a significant speed difference, especially on the straights. See, the junior kart is lighter, so the drop-off is not that big. But yeah, you'll lose on the straights because the N35 has a bigger engine. It's got more power. Which kart are you using in the race in September?
No, N35.
N35, okay. So I think from now until September, your focus should just be as many sessions in the N35 as possible.
Yeah.
And get used to it. I mean, what was the difference that you felt?
I felt that the straight line, I'm too faster with N35.
Okay.
But actually, at the corner, I guess I can do better.
In the corners, right?
I'm lifting, and it's better with N32.
Did you feel you were drifting or sliding in the N35?
Yeah.
What was the biggest difficulty in the corners? Like what was hard compared to N32?
I don't know how to say. I'm too fast at the corner. When I get inside into the corner, I'm always drifting, lose my time. I can get faster.
Right. And you know what? That's understandable, because braking points and the style of driving from the N32 is going to be slightly different to the N35. What you got to think about now is bringing everything a bit earlier in terms of braking, especially. So you're carrying way more speed, let's say, into certain corners. You know, whilst we chat, I want to actually bring up your track map again, because I think that's very important. Give me a second, so we have some context of what we're talking about, and you can also tell us which corners specifically as well that are difficult. So in N35, which corners were difficult? Believe it's this same layout, right? The half circuit you were driving. Awesome.
Actually, at the first section, first one.
So basically, turn 1.
Yeah, this actually I'm too fast at it, so too hard to.
In turn 1.
Yeah, little drifts. My car was
gotcha.
too fast,
Yeah. Absolutely, that's understandable. What about turn 2 and 3, the hairpin or double right?
Actually, I'm good at it.
Okay. Then the next corners.
This was difficult for me. I'm at the corner. It was sliding in.
It was sliding over here, right? Interesting. Then the right hand hairpin.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Coming on to the final couple of corners now. The fast right or the tight right.
Quite.
Yep. Okay. And then second to last corner?
Difficultly.
This one, you're finding it a bit difficult?
Yeah, and the last one.
And the last one. Okay. I'll tell you what, if we start from turn 1, right? Turn 1, we know is a fast right-hand turn. And what I actually want to do, let me find you some footage again. Let's bring up a video. And I need to see the same layout, actually. Oh, no, that's not. Let's share screen now. So we got very, very nice channel over here. This is Callum from Natural Born Karters. He did lots of driving at Muscat Speedway. He's even done it in the rain. Yeah, so I'd recommend watching a web video. Maybe the end of the year it might rain. I believe it's round 5 race 2 that he did your layout. Possibly, yeah. This is it. Beautiful. I want to actually skip ahead to about halfway. Let's just wait for the video to sort of. There we go. Start of the lap. Is it lagging or is it smooth?
Not smooth.
Amazing. All right, we got turn 1, the first sector we're going to take actually. And it's immediately into a downhill section, quickly up to uphill. So what you'll find with turn 1 is there's actually a very nice reference on the left-hand side. So this curb starts actually where the blue patch is. And you see it's light blue, and then suddenly it becomes darker and darker. Actually, it's resurfaced here. I think at the moment it's even darker, this patch. I would always say the first 5 sessions at least that you do of N35, try and make this as wide as possible. So at least half of the cart over the left-hand side. Now, this driver we're watching, he's a bit more experienced. He's able to take it ever so slightly tighter. You see, he's not fully on the left-hand side, but when you're still getting used to these faster karts, two wheels have to be on the left-hand side. Now, as the yellow and blue starts, you see on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
That's a reference for lifting. Now, when I drove the race karts here during the MENA Championship, we were lifting just before the yellow and blue lines. So about here is where we'd actually lift our foot off the gas. We'd roll the cart about mid-corner, coast it, and then we'd gradually feed the power as we get to this inside apex.
Yeah.
Obviously, the N35 karts are a lot slower than the Rotax karts. However, similar logic can apply in terms of a brief lift. I wouldn't brake for this corner, but especially if you told me that you're sliding through here or you're not controlling the cart enough, a simple lift just as you approach the yellow and blue can be enough. Yeah? So lift off the gas, coast the cart, I would say for, half a meter, not too long, because you don't want to kill the revs.
Yeah.
Coast the cart, and it's about here where we're well before the inside apex. Slowly lay the power back down again. If you lay the power back down too quickly, the cart can step out on you, especially because this corner is slightly banked as well and it's going downhill. Lay the power down and stay as close to the dark black line as possible. You can probably tell at the inside that there's a dark line, right?
Yeah.
What about the curb over here? Are you taking any of the inside curb?
Yeah.
How much? Until the white line, or are you going on the curb?
Little bit, not quite.
Little bit, right? I would say don't take too much.
Yeah,
because in my experience in the 4-stroke karts, the more you go over this one, the more it's actually gonna slow you down.
slow down.
So continue as you're doing, maybe halfway or quarter way, just over the white line. More importantly, on exit, run out wide. How is the exit here? Are you easily keeping the cart within the white line, or do you go over? Because now we have a curb as well, right?
Sometimes, but actually when I'm alone, easily.
You're easily inside the white line.
Yeah.
Awesome. You just want to be careful because this curb is raised. It's high, so you don't want to, go over it. It's best to stay within it. As we said, the track has basically gone all the way downhill, and now we're climbing back uphill, right? So keep the cart, I would say, left-hand side of the track, because we got the double right coming up. Double right, make it as wide as possible. Were you struggling with this section? Were you struggling with these two corners in N35?
I'm actually doing early.
You're braking here, correct? And what about sliding? Are you finding yourself sliding through these corners?
No, actually.
You're quite smooth, yeah?
But I want to know where should I brake at the braking point.
Yeah, I would honestly say use the curb again on the left-hand side as a reference. So you see there's a blue patch, and then suddenly it becomes yellow and blue.
Yeah.
There's a couple of ways you can go about this. What the current driver is doing, he's going for an early turn-in. So he brakes early. He's braking at this point, which is very, soon. It's how many meters?
Yeah.
10 meters before the corner. And he's turning in early. You can see the cart is already rotating. And what this does is he's trying to get close to the inside apex.
Yeah.
He goes close to the first one, and he goes close to the second one. So the way that would look on your track map is turn early, go tight, stay tight, and go on the right-hand side. Yeah, that's one way to do it. What I feel, that way you restrict the kart on exit over here. So what happens is, yeah, you get to the apex first, but because you're turning the steering wheel a lot more and you're trying to build up the revs, it's actually at the exit you'll be slightly slower compared to a guy who does maybe a slightly later turn in. So he goes deeper into the corner, he stays wide, he brakes late, he sort of skips the first right-hand turn, but the second one, you go as tight as possible. And this way, you get a boost out this corner. See, if you go too close on this turn, on exit, the next corner is a lot tighter for you. Yeah? So by widening up, as we're doing over here, we widen up the first part of the corner. So for the exit, where we need to be fast, we can go tight and clip a late apex. Yeah, you got to think of it as like a long hairpin turn. Try the two lines. Try the first line where you go tight for both. And on another session, try a line where you're just going deep into the corner, braking late, going for a late apex. That's something you can try. At the moment, what are you doing? What's the line you're taking here? Or are you braking? Let's use the curb as a reference. Where are you braking in relation to this?
Quite later. يعني.
Quite late. Okay. So you go past it. Maybe you go past the first.
No.
Oh?
I didn't. يعني before it. But
Just
not.
before it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So still, if it's just before it, I mean, that's where we are now. That is relatively deep into the corner. What about the apex? Are you going close for the first one, or are you skipping this one? You're going a little later.
Like this, not too close and not too.
Okay. So more like in the middle, you'd say. One thing that we should observe is how the corner, it's not clear over here, but it's like it's a banked corner again. There's like a bump. Yeah. Maybe you can feel it when you go. So the angle you take it out, the kart will react differently.
Yeah.
I know with N35s, you can take them over the bumps a lot more. This footage, because he's got the Sodi, the older karts, they're a bit more rigid and they bounce quite a lot. Let's just head now to double hairpin sequence. Double hairpin corner. You said the first turn, which is what we're just taking over here, you're sliding at, yeah? What's happening over here when you take it?
When I suppose.
1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The right curve, it's slowing me down too much. So at the first 3 laps, I'm going into the curve, but actually I'm get less time. I got high time. So
right.
I'm not going into the curve, but actually late apex.
Yeah. So avoid the going over this curb and go late into the corner. What about the turn-in? You see on this video, the driver's gone a bit early. Yeah, and he's hit pretty much a middle apex, I'd say. Late apex would be about here. After the corner. So where are you turning for the hairpin? Let's look at the curb over here. Do you go past it? You see how it goes yellow, blue, and then now
No, before. Not late apex, mid apex.
Mid apex you're taking. Okay. All right. And on the exit, where are you ending up?
At the left side.
On the left side. Okay. That's impressive. That's impressive. If you're able to take slightly earlier turn in and still stay on the left-hand side, that's good. One way you can gain a bit more time is actually the corner entry. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay within the white line See, that curb on the right side is 50-50, because sometimes, if you actually brake on it, especially in the faster karts, you can spin out. So many times you'll see drivers, they brake on the curb. There's a lack of grip there, actually, specific to this curb itself, and you can spin. So my advice, especially in 4-stroke N35, where you're trying to keep the RPMs high, avoid wasting unnecessary meters going all the way to the outside and then coming back all the way to the inside. Best way is stay smooth. Of course, you want to widen up the corner. It's a hairpin. So use the white line as the limit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I would still say go a bit deeper into the corner. What you'll notice, there's like a dark black line. It's not very clear on the video, but in real life, you'll know. Try and follow that. What that does is that's the ideal line. Most rubber is laid down on there. The deeper you can go into this corner, the later you can brake, because you want to carry more speed on entry. Sharp late turning, and then cut across the track. So you'll be you'll be undercutting over here, cutting across the track. Achieve a middle apex. Excuse me, not a middle apex, late apex. You'll be on the left-hand side of the track, which is going to be over here. And now you're going to be set up for the second hairpin. As we said, we're doing all of our braking at the first hairpin, so we can drive this corner, build up the speed, build up the RPM, lean our body to the outside, but avoid braking. No braking over here. Absolutely flat out. Middle apex. Here you can achieve a middle apex. The earlier you go in, then you're going to get thrown out over here. White. What's happening on the exit for you now? Are you going over the curb, over the white line here?
No, actually, but can you move a little bit?
Forward or back?
Forward.
All right.
There is a curve jumping. So this one. So I don't know here what to do. What should I do?
Honestly, I wouldn't. I don't normally touch this one, just because of the angle of it. So this curb is awkward because it's like it's quite a sharp left-hand corner, right? So what happens is the moment you go on top of it, then you're going to have to make sure the cart reacts and grips and stays left. See, if this was a straight line, like we're going to see in the next turn over here, look, here we got a curb and it's a long straight. You can get away with it over here by jumping. But that one, I feel it's too tight.
Yeah.
You have to turn too much to the left. So stay within the white line. If not, kiss the left side. You see how there's a dark patch there? That means people have run over on the inside. One more thing, though, talking about the exit of the second hairpin. Try and get close to the curb. You see where the dark patch is? People are taking that. And the way you know you're on the limit of grip and that you're maximizing the speed is you'll feel you want to go almost over the curb. So the more speed you carry, the more exit space you need. And that's a good way to see, am I carrying good speed, medium speed, or less speed? Be mindful of that. Final couple of corners. Main thing I want to cover is how these corners are. The next 3 corners are all hairpin corners, but they're slightly different in their characteristics. So, for example, this first hairpin that we're approaching, the entry is very abrupt. So immediately from the left, then it becomes a right-hand hairpin, right? We don't have time to prepare. For example, the last corner, you got a long straight, and then we got a hairpin. Here, it's like you taking the left-hand corner, and immediately it's the right. Where you set this up is you hug the left-hand side and stay as wide as possible. Try and go deep into the corner, sharp late turn, late on the brakes as well, so we can achieve a late apex. reduce the meters.
Yeah.
What you'll notice is now on exit, we're staying on the left-hand side of the track, right?
Yeah.
So that's deliberate. Again, we want to minimize the meters. We don't want to do something like this, and then this, and then this, yeah?
Yeah.
Rather, the yellow line, he undercuts over here, he stays to the left-hand side, he hugs the curb, and now he's in the same position. So not only does he gain time over here, he'll then gain the time over here, yeah? So two parts where you're faster. Then we've got, let's just quickly admit Jacob. Then we've got another awkward hairpin turn because the entry is a tight right. You got a bit more space now to prepare, I would say, but still it's very sharp. You can see it's the overhead. It's it requires a lot of, I would say, brake pressure for rotation, and maybe sometimes even a lot more turning.
Yeah.
So what you can do is apply the same principle. What we said for this hairpin turn, use the blue patch on the outside, right? The same thing for this corner over here, use the outside curb or the blue patch as much as possible.
Yeah.
Same thing, go deep into the corner, sharp late turn, and get onto the straight. Now, when we look at the video itself, we can clearly see that there's this blue patch.
Yeah.
A couple of ways to go about it. You can either get onto the patch nice and early, where the black mark starts, or go a bit deeper into the corner and then take a bit of the road. Now, there's two ways to try it because, especially in the two-stroke karts, you have to put almost two wheels over the blue patch just because you need that extra space to carry more speed. With the four-stroke kart, you can maybe get away with putting only a quarter of the kart over here or a tire just over it. You don't have to go too far wide. You just got to experiment that. I would say if you got a faster kart, go wider. If you got a slightly slower kart, keep it up to the white line. Because sometimes, you don't want to waste meters. Similar to what the guy in the video is doing over here. He decides to go for quite an early turn in, stay within the track.
Yeah.
Again, we said stay on the left-hand side, hug the left-hand curb.
Yeah.
Widen up again. How is this curb these days? On the outside.
Yeah, it's slow the car.
It slows the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 50-50 again with this one because sometimes you can, if you brake on it at the wrong time, you can lose the rear end. The main thing you do want to do is get a good exit. So I would say early braking over here. Where are you braking for this corner? Is it like on feeling or is it specific location?
Actually, I'm feeling.
On feeling, okay. I mean, there's no clear reference.
Yeah, quite early, early, but not that much.
Yeah, it has to generally be early. I want you to be on the accelerator as soon as possible and exit as fast as possible, carry the most speed. As we discussed, there's this curb over here. Did you try the jump?
Yeah.
How is it in terms of timings and does it help?
Yeah, actually, but at the first car, my car was too slow. Actually, I'm crashing. But the second car, it was quite good.
Yeah, so I would recommend slow kart, stay off it, stay within the white line. The faster kart, feel free just to hit it at the right angle, get onto that curb. It'll boost you actually and ride it all the way and then get off and make your way to the final corner. So if we look at your final corner now, this is, I would say, it's the easiest one to do because there's the least sort of, well, no, not least preparation. You got the most time to prepare for it, right? You got a long time to think about taking this corner. Whereas, these corners, it's one after the other. Here it's one, and then you got the corner. So what's difficult with the final corner in N35 now? Are you feeling? Like, are you sliding again through this corner, or?
Yeah, actually the curve at the right side.
Curb on the right side, okay.
Yeah.
So basically over here,
This
you're
curve.
saying?
Yeah.
What's happening? You're not reaching it, or you're missing
Actually,
it?
I think I can get faster exit speed.
Okay. By going closer or by going on top of it? What do you
on
feel?
top of it. Actually, I'm too close of it.
Yeah. So are you putting like a tire over it?
Yeah.
You're putting a tire over it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, this corner, it's very unique because the fastest way to do it is by not touching the inside curb. So in this case, we want to use the white lines as our curb, if it were. So that's the limit. See, what happens is it's a very tall curb.
Yeah.
And let's say carrying lots of speed, you hit your braking point really nicely, you get good rotation. Now you're back on the gas and you're building up speed, and then boom, you take too much curb here. The moment you do that, you'll actually find a dip in the RPMs.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to try and build it up again on the exit. So all that, good work you did in under braking, getting on the gas early, it gets undone just by unsettling the cart by taking too much curb. So really, white line, that's the limit.
Yeah.
Think of that as your curb. Preferably go for a late apex. Are these tires still at the inside?
Yeah.
Awesome, because what this does is splits the corner in half, right? Obviously, the position of that will change time to time, but the logic behind that is, let's just see where it is now. I would say it's about halfway at the moment. No, it's shifted a bit to the right. So what happens is, this basically means it's the middle of the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you start hitting the apex anywhere over here, you're too early, right? You want to be hitting the apex after the tire, which is around this side. Yeah. So it's a very, very nice reference. If you find yourself going too early, I can go a bit later and ultimately carry a bit more speed on the exit. Most important thing over here, let's say you got a race, try and stay in the slipstream. It's a long straight. So draft somebody all the way down here and then go for a move down the inside. It's beautiful, beautiful overtaking opportunity. Even the exit of this hairpin got such a long straight. Stay in the slipstream until the final moment, and then you go on the inside. That's something in terms of racecraft that we can discuss. But overall, I think today what we covered was the lines you can try in these faster karts. When is the next time you're going to the track?
I don't know. Maybe after 5 days.
Yeah, excellent. So the good thing is you're allowed to drive the fast karts now. So it's about doing as
actually
much.
it's I'm too close. It's too hard to fill. Too big for me.
Yeah, I know. And what about the height? Like, can you see over the wheel, or is it difficult?
Yeah, I can, but it's difficult.
The seat is very big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a driver at my local track, because we also have N35. He was good in the N32, but just physically he's not big enough to be in the N35 seat. So he does practice in it, but you sort of got to find your own sort of fix around. What about the seat insert? Do you put the rubber seat?
No.
I'm sure they have that at the track. If you ask for it, try a session with that, because that makes the seat, a bit more comfortable, a bit tighter as well. You'll also be slightly higher up in the kart, ever so slightly. So that's one thing to try. What about the seating position? Are you all the way forward or?
Yeah, forward. At the straight line, I'm forward, but at the curve, I get a little back.
Yeah. Okay. What about the pedals? Do you bring that all the way forward or?
Yeah, forward.
Forward, and the seat?
حتى forward.
Also, yeah. Really, you want to try and be quite close to the front as possible, just because the weight transfer is really good. And these karts, they're one of the easiest to drive, meaning in terms of the feedback you get on the steering wheel, it's quite light compared to a Sodi, for example, where it's a very heavy chassis and you get lots of bumping and things. So let me know how it goes, and then hopefully in the next session that you join, let's go over some more racecraft tips. I know we're going to cover that with some other drivers as well today, so feel free to stick around as well.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No worries at all. That is a solid session there with Salman. What we're going to do is just check the live chat real quick before we move on. We got David, and we had Marcel there as well. We had Richard. What's up, guys? Again, if you want to join this discussion, guys, join the Academy for free. Click the link in the pinned comment or in the bio of the live. Right, we're going to move on, guys. Welcome, Jacob, before we move on.
Hi, mates. How are you?
Going? Yeah, everything is well. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Eating my dinner at the moment, so I'm not going to interrupt you.
No, enjoy. Do you have any footage, though, you wanted to review later?
I need to upload it because yesterday I did an endurance race, so I'm uploading it right now. So I will wait.
Awesome. We'll come back to you. All right, we've got Marcel, Nikandros. You guys have been patiently waiting. Who would like to go first? Who's stretched for time?
I don't mind going first. I actually just uploaded my best lap from
Amazing.
Session. I've sent it on the chat here in Google Meets. If you
got it. What I'm going to do is actually bring that up. It looks like some really good footage, actually. What we're going to do is we'll review Nikandros' footage. We're going to go to Marcel, and then we'll go to Kalis. After that, all right. Right, this is Brighton Karting from which day? When was this recorded?
I think that was Wednesday or Thursday, something like that.
Wednesday, Thursday, okay. So this is recent, and is this like a personal best? You would say?
No, the personal best. This one is 44.9.
44.9, excellent.
44.8. This one, and my PB is 44. 44.6 is my personal best. This one is
not bad at all. With these karts, you'll find some of them are obviously a bit faster. How was this one you're driving at the moment? 44.8. Was it quite a decent kart?
I think the engine was all right. Not the best one that they've used in the truck, but I think it was a full tank as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the reasons I wasn't close to my PB. Also, it was very, very understeery, so I was fighting it quite a bit to make it turn, and I was trying to go over the over the curves, so that it gives me a little bit more rotation while I'm turning.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing you drive, and I have to say you're quite a smooth driver. You know, you're not over driving. You've got good kart control. I mean, how regularly do you go? Every week, is it, to the track?
So my prior experience is that I have a two-stroke go-kart back in Greece.
Awesome. Is that a road tax or Miami?
It is a Rotax DD2.
DD2. Wow. The shifter.
Yeah. So coming from that, it's quite a lot easier to control those go-karts, even though it is Saudi and controlling Saudi is difficult.
Yeah.
I think even with my D2, I'm quite smooth. I'm definitely not pushing it as much as I could in general. But I have quite a bit, not quite a bit, but solid experience with karting control from because I've been doing that since I was little, but I never took it seriously to push the limits and try to understand techniques and all this stuff. But now I'm kind of like been going once a week, once every couple of weeks in bright karting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
what you'll find is the basics in terms of the line, smoothness in your driving will translate over from the two strokes. But one thing you can really get away with in four strokes is letting the rear end step out a little. Not a drift in terms of like a Tokyo drift, but just a little slide in some of the corners can actually work to your advantage. What we're trying to do over here in four-stroke karts is keep the revs as high as possible. So limit the braking, and be quite aggressive with the karts, even if it means putting a bit more steering rotation in, just to get the kart turned. You mentioned this is quite an understeery kart. So what were you consciously doing? You're turning more in the corners?
So because I was trying to make it turn while keeping my revs up, at the beginning when I first started driving the kart on this session, I was doing nothing pretty much, but I was just braking a little bit more. After I got a little bit better at controlling this kart, I was trying to like chop it very, very quickly. Even with that, I wasn't able to like make my rear wheels to spin a little bit. As you were saying, a little bit of drifting.
Yeah.
It was so. One of the reasons I believe that was happening is because I wasn't. I don't think that I had enough speed to do that.
Yeah, true.
So I think it was a little bit lower than the other cars that I've been using in general. But pretty much on this lap, I was trying to like even pull my way towards the like to shock a little bit the go-kart so that it can turn slightly.
Use your body weight, right?
Yeah, I'm quite heavy as well. I'm almost 100 kilos, so
okay,
I can affect quite a bit. But even with that, I wasn't able to affect it that much either.
Yeah. In terms of this session, then, what were you struggling with?
So, to be honest, I even though I'm doing those times and in general for my weight and my experience, they're quite good. I want some feedback from more experienced drivers so that they can tell me if there is something that I need to improve or because even though I can do those times, I don't feel confident about myself doing those times. I mean, if you go back 5-10 seconds.
Yeah. About here under the bridge or just before that?
After the bridge, carry on a little bit. When we do that, this corner, I feel quite confident.
Right up to the barriers there. Awesome. Plenty of speed.
We go for up past that and that, and the next one. And this turn here is one that it confuses me quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've done a track walk as well, I have never been able to understand how to correctly take it.
Yeah, this
And
is what.
it is a little bit like it's going down a little bit as well.
It's a very interesting combination. Just looking at it one more time over here, and it looks like a very fun corner because it's a fast chicane from a left into a right, into a left, into a tighter right over here, which is a typical combination you'll see. I'm going to go ahead and just share the entire screen. Bring up your track map, actually.
Brighton karting.
That's the one, yeah.
Yep, that's
beautiful. So it's basically the back end of the track we're looking at through here, right?
No, I think is on the top.
The top, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. When you observe from the overhead shot, you'll realize exactly the radius of the certain corners, and it gives you an idea on, what your plan should be. So actually, this sequence would start from where my yellow mark is, and you should be driving this corner, preparing for the hairpin turn already, right? You need to set yourself up in such a way where you're maximizing your speed out of this corner. I presume from watching the video, this portion was all flat out just before the fast right. Are you even braking for the hairpin over here, the right?
So, yes, because the only way for me to turn the cart is like to do a little bit of drifting. So while I am braking like towards the start of the turn, I at the same time I use the drifting to try to lower the speed of the go-kart as well.
Yeah. And what you'll find is, for this turn, have you tried one session braking, one session maybe lifting, one session with trying a bit of a slide? Have you experimented the different ways?
Never tried with lifting. I think is I've never thought of lifting because it feels like I would go straight.
You go straight. It's too tight, actually. Even by the looks of the corner as we come up to it over here, lifting could be possible, but you have to lift very early and for quite a long time, right?
Okay.
Personally, braking would be the quick option because you're able to carry more speed onto the corner entry, and you can also focus more on your line. Just quickly going back to the line, then I'd say you've got the first portion pretty much spot on, right? So what we're trying to do is get to the inside curb as fast as possible for the first right and drive to the second one in a straight line as possible, the shortest distance. So it'll look something like this: cut across the track, hug the left-hand side. Now, what you don't want to do is end up too far in the middle or too far to the right side on exit, because we got the hairpin turn coming up. The moment we're too far on the right, now the angle of the corner is too tight for us, right? So we want to be mindful that, yeah, we reach the left-hand side, but now stay on the left-hand side as much as possible. Even if it means, you might see on the overhead shot, it's sort of, the track kinks a bit to the left and then it opens up, right? Even if it means you got to stay as close to the left as possible, sacrifice a bit more on entry in terms of using a bit more of the track, but it just widens the corner up for you so you can ultimately achieve a better exit through there. In terms of the I
have a question there. So for me, what I'm trying to do, and what I've been trying to do for quite a few months actually, is to try to get an early apex on this one.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know why it just feels right for me when I'm in there. I'm never able to actually do it. It always takes me. It opens me up. But the 44.6, I've been able to do it with a little bit of a little bit of drifting, and an early apex on this one. But I've heard that
interesting.
But I've heard at the same time that there are other people that they're doing early apex, late apex. Sorry. So I'm wondering how the lines look for the late apex.
Yeah. With the late apex, what you want to do is go deep into the corner. So what we're trying to do is continue in a straight line, and almost as if we're going to run into the grass in front. Delay the turn in as much as possible. What happens is this gives you an opportunity to now basically overshoot or skip the early apex, initiate a sharp late turn, and it sort of bring the kart to the later stage of the corner. So you'll probably see that there's a consistent gap to the inside until we get about closer to halfway, if not 3/4 in the corner. Going back to the onboard video, just so we can see the scale of how this looks. Right through the fast left. I like how you're hugging the left-hand side.
Yeah, it was the only way to turn without too much steering. It was difficult to turn.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a good effort. Then you're naturally going for your early turn. So you notice we're pretty much in the middle of the track, right? Sharp early turn. And what in return that's done is you've gone closer to the first part of the curve, but as the corner starts to end, we've gone further away.
Yeah.
And that's a simple difference in a late turn, or rather late apex. What we're going to do is follow this white line and stay more to the left. So we're trying to open up the corner a bit more, even if that means your steering wheel stays a bit to the left over here, ever so slightly. And on entry of the corner, you see that gap that we would have on the left-hand side. As opposed to turning soon, we'd be on the left-hand side of the track, imagining you're going to go in a straight line into those tires. You should be looking pretty much ahead. In this point, when you're going for an early apex, you're already looking at the inside of the corner, right? Naturally, your hands will follow that. You'll turn early. Moment you can start looking further ahead, deeper into the corner, your kart will follow. It's just a natural instinct, believe it or not. And think about how your mind reacts, because you've done so many laps at this track and it becomes natural, right? I'm going to turn here, I'm going to turn here. You go into almost autopilot. So the moment the instinct kicks in over here that, oh, I've got to turn, just try and fight that and say, no, delay for half a second. Stay wider, stay to the left-hand side of the track. And eventually, you'd go for your turn in. But that way, to know you've done a late apex, you should not be getting close to the early part of the corner. Rather, sort of where this light post is, we don't have a good angle over here. We should be getting nearer to the curb over here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a very, very interesting track, Brighton. And I want to show you a clip of one of the fastest drivers. It's a friend of mine, Benjamin Hamilton. Have you heard of Benjamin Hamilton?
No.
Benjamin Hamilton. I'm not sure if he's related to Lewis Hamilton, but
probably if in Brighton karting, probably he's the son or a nephew, probably.
Well, I think if you see him there anytime, you got to ask him. But he's got his video on YouTube, and he put this up in November actually, 43.5. Now you got to remember he's a teenager. He weighs significantly less than you. That will have an impact, but he's got a very interesting driving style. He's got some nice clear footage over here on quite a beautiful day as well. It doesn't look like it's rained. And just observe sort of his driving, as this is the 43 point. But have you ever seen this lap?
I don't think so. There is a chance. How did you turn? Can you go back a few seconds?
Yeah. This is very interesting. He's got quite an understeery kart. If you notice, in his line, look at how much steering angle he's having to initiate.
Oh, he's doing an early apex as well.
And he's actually going for a slightly earlier turn-in, right? So again, we'll watch. He's not so aggressive on the early part of the curb, so we'll just run it back a few seconds. Stays within the white line, and just as the corner opens up, now he'll jump onto the curb. Again, he's staying within the red and white. He's not overstepping. Have you seen drivers go over this, or have you gone over it to the grass?
So the reason you see it, most of the times I don't do that. I always stay in the track. This time I couldn't get my car to turn correctly. So it was my only way to make it turn without losing speed. So I had to do it. And I never go outside the track limits.
I believe he's applying a tap of the brakes.
Yeah.
You can hear almost a clicking sound mid corner. That's just a bit. I think it's a backfire of the car. But if we take it from the beginning, the trend in this car, I would say, is it's quite understeery, right? So coming through the first couple of corners, when drivers apply big amounts of steering angle like that, doing their best to get rotation on. Again, through the fast left into the right. High amount of steering angle. Have you tried Kart 7 before?
No. Actually, the one that it was very understeered was number 6.
6 was interesting. Well, they might even change some of the numbers. You never know. He's going for an early turn.
But he's actually able to hack the turn a little bit better than I can. Can you play?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's side by side. Sharp early turn. What happens, because it's understeery kart, he's not going to hit an early apex as per so. It's more a mid apex, if you notice. Early to mid apex. He's able to carry the speed out the corner. Let's see what he does for the double hairpin. Very good rotation. Yeah, that was excellent.
Actually, this double hairpin is one of the things that I have another issue with.
Absolutely. We're going to come to that now. Very, very interesting to observe his line. If we notice actually where he hits the brakes, the braking nice and early. I'm not sure how consistent this mark is on the track. Is that always there?
I don't remember, to be honest. I look on the left-hand side. I have my marks for there.
You have a mark there already. He's going quite early again.
Yeah.
On the brakes, on the turn-in. Eventually, the kart will rotate. He's doing a bit of counter steer through here. And he's able to hook up I'd say a mid-apex over here. So he's not got that late, actually. Yeah. What he's trying to do now is minimize the meters. He's also back on the gas 100%. And he's flicking the kart to the left. And you can see how much he's flicked it, because mid-corner,
Yeah.
He's gone from left, then back to counter steering, a bit to the right. So he's on the limit of grip over here. And he's just using a bit of the exit curb. What were you struggling with for the double hairpins?
Can you they have on YouTube.
Let's go back. Right. Yep.
I feel like I need to. So what I was observing on the video that you just showed,
Benjamin's one, yeah, Benjamin's lap.
It looks like the go-kart turns and it is looking like towards directly the other corner, the next corner. But mine, I feel like I put like a little bit more rotation to go a little bit on the right, and then I need to correct to look to face towards the.
I think we can do a nice split screen over here because it's two different cars. Which number was it you had in this video?
I think it was 6.
Oh, you had 6. Okay, excellent. Yeah. That line is there, or that mark. You can just about make out. So both approaching the mark, but you'll notice on the brakes and the turning on his kart, on his lap, he decides to go early. And the reason he goes early is to initiate counter steer, right? He's basically threshold braking. He's using the brakes to turn. So aggressive on the turning, get the rear end to step out. I'm just going to rewind it to about here. Boom. So he turns in. Let's watch where you turn in. Oops, not there. And how much as well. Oops, how do you do that?
The second icon.
This one?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Why is it? Okay.
How did it happen? Oh, damn.
Yeah. Default view. Is it like that? Reload. We had such a nice view. We had such a nice view. Never mind then. We'll have to keep it something like this. Let's make do with this. So, driver on the right-hand side. He's using the brakes to rotate the car. He's a bit harder on entry with the rotation as well. His aim is to get the rear end to step out. Now, we're doing something similar. But as we get to our faded black mark, how much are you turning compared to this driver? And how hard are you braking? I would say you're applying a little...
The braking is towards the limit.
Did you feel you were on the limit?
Yeah, if I do it more, then I spin out.
Okay, gotcha. It'll change. It'll depend kart to kart. For example, the amount of brake he put over here, this kart will react differently. Same with yours. If you feel that was the limit, then that's just how much it's going to kick out. Also, the types of weight. I believe he's about half your weight. He's a very light driver. He's tall, but he's lightweight. Again, getting the oops. I need to control the playback. So he's on the limits of the brakes because he gets the rear to step out. Now, you're similar. You're getting rotation, but as we get closer to the corner, what do you notice between the two?
Is that I'm trying to consistently keep turning towards the right, but he's counter steering.
Yeah. What he's done, he's finished his braking, he's finished his initial turning, which is to the right, and now he's laying the gas back down. And as he lays that down, the rear end steps out, he starts counter steering. What's happening with you is you've done your braking, but the kart hasn't rotated in the same way driver on the right has done. So you're back on the gas. I assume, right? You're on the gas before the corner. Think about the.
I don't think so.
Okay. You're trail braking then, so you're carrying the brakes into the corner.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Awesome. Okay.
That's another thing actually, because I've seen split ideas between trail braking and not trail braking.
Yeah.
I've used not trail braking, and it kind of worked as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure what to use in this kind of corner, or in general with 4 strokes.
Honestly,
yeah,
I think it's a style thing. You'll find some drivers prefer avoiding trail braking in 4 strokes altogether, and a similar technique to what Ben is using. Also, I use this technique is just try to be as hard on the brakes, and we don't mind, getting counter steer in corners. That's that sort of drift that I was talking about, or mini slide. That's essentially what's happening. You're going beyond the limit of the grip there, but in return, it keeps the RPMs higher, and you should be exiting faster. What's happening with you on the right? Let's say you're hitting the brakes just before this deep line on the track. Then you're saying you're carrying the brakes.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're carrying the brakes, but also you're holding that right-hand turn in. What's happened with Ben on the right side? By the time we get to the apex, let's just rewind it over here. He straightened it out, and mid-corner you've been able to straighten out. Now, I think where he's really gaining time is just through the sequence over here. And the reason is he's just on the gas sooner, right?
Yeah.
The moment, you start turning the steering wheel a bit more, and you're fractionally, later on the gas, especially in these 4-stroke karts where it takes time to build up the revs, the net gain will be so much quicker the sooner you can get onto the gas. It's not very clear to see on your angle. I like your camera. Is this the X2 you got, Insta360?
Yeah.
It's really nice, the way it moves. Actually, you can customize that post production. Do you have another mount actually? Maybe like a chin mount or overhead?
Actually, I'm planning to stick it up my forehead. Yeah, because I want to be able to see the other side as well. Haven't done that yet though. I need to do it.
That's a really nice mount to go for. You'll get a similar angle to the one you're seeing on the right side. You can see a wider field of view, and all of the kart from the right foot on the gas and the left foot on the brakes. Essentially, what's happening over here is, he's just on the gas sooner, and he's able to be a bit more aggressive as well. So what you'll notice is, as you're turning left for the final corner, he's on the limit of grip over here again, carrying a bit more speed, so it's forcing him to counter steer. Let's just play back this one. And on exit, I think you got similar runoff as well. You're using pretty much the exit curve. So overall, we had a good comparison there, but I wouldn't stress too much, because 2 different karts, different track conditions, but different weight as well. What you'll find is, especially if you're a lighter driver, you can throw the kart around a bit easier and you can be a bit more aggressive. When you're a bit heavier, you get more planted in the kart. There's a bit more grip, but you'll struggle with, getting that rotation, maybe getting that counter steering. I think if you really want to try and achieve that, use your body weight a bit more, lean a bit more. Are you leaning in any of the corners?
When I have a good go-kart, no. I actually on this session I tried using my weight a little bit, like on this sharp corner after the under the bridge.
Yeah.
I was trying to put my weight towards the front so that I can grip the front wheels a little bit better, so that I can lighten the back end.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to consistently do it. Maybe it's a fitness thing. Maybe I don't know. This technique is difficult to pull it off because you're moving your weight. But I don't like moving my weight too much though.
Marcel?
Yeah, maybe you should take a look at the chat in YouTube because Benjamin is in there.
Amazing. Oh, that's awesome.
He's saying that it was a cold temp.
Benjamin, welcome. Excellent. Yeah, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that we got the driver we've been watching their footage of on giving their views. So he put it was a cold lap actually, low temp. So he had to be a bit more aggressive on the steering. That explains why, on corner entry is a bit more aggressive. So the lines will be quite different. Benjamin, since you're obviously an experienced driver at Brighton, what would you advise Nicandros based on watching his lap? Because slightly heavier driver, but I think a low 44 is possible for you, Nicandros. A couple of tenths might be there. We'll wait for Ben's reply. And we're just going through the chat over there. Yeah, we're pretty much up to date. Awesome.
Where's this chat? Is this in the forum that?
So this is actually we're streaming this on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And you can just check it out on the channel now.
Okay.
So there's live comments which are coming in. So just referring back to them.
I did
awesome.
put the link in this chat, Nicandros.
You got it there. Excellent. So
sorry, I missed your.
I put the link in this chat, in the Google Meet chat for you.
Perfect. Thank you, mate.
Awesome. I think we've analyzed that you're basically looking for those few hundredths of a second, maybe a tenth over here, tenth there. Really, don't stress too much. I'd say it's all about experimenting different things now. You're at a stage where I think you're consistent with your driving. You've got the overall line. Now you can start taking your sessions and experimenting things in isolation. So let's keep the line exactly the same, except go for a later turn-in for that. I believe it was the third to last corner. If I bring up the...
yeah, I think...
Third to last corner over here, yeah. Basically, we're discussing this corner. So at the moment, you're going for an early apex, which is fine. That's getting you mid 44s or 44.8 on that lap. Let's try and go for a later turn-in and see how that works. You see, if you can do that consistently, later apex, later turn-in for this corner, you'll know by the end of the session what impact that had on your lap time. Keep everything else the exact same. Then, you can change it up in the next session for the double hairpin. As we said, try and be a bit more aggressive on the brakes. Try to get the rear end to step out a bit more. What you want to try to do, especially for a double hairpin like this, is sacrifice the lap time a bit early in the corner, so a bit of an early brake, and get onto the accelerator as soon as possible so you can accelerate all the way through the corner. Rather than sort of braking late, carrying the brakes into the corner, and then eventually getting onto the accelerator, yeah? So lots of things there to experiment. When are you going to go to the track next?
Probably Wednesday or Thursday. We're gonna have an amazing weather here in Brighton. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, be sure to let us know how it goes. Just before you go, we got Benjamin just giving his feedback as we said. So in the chat, he's put, he's super aggressive on the steering. When it's hot, it's a lot more understeery, so you have to drive smoother. He's only around 50 kilos, so he slides a lot more. That's what I was saying. The weight difference is going to be significant between the 2 laps. You want to be very early on the throttle. Keep the revs high as much as possible. Those are some good pointers to, I think, keep for the next time. And if you're able to get a session with Benjamin, you know who one of the quickest drivers is there, on the track. And I would, that was one of the tracks that I haven't actually visited yet. So, next time in the UK, that's on the bucket list. Another driver to check out, Ben Paynes. Ben Paynes, he's actually a heavier driver, so his videos and lines are worth looking through. And he actually narrates over his races. So he's got, I think, a few at Brighton Karting as well. Check out Ben Paynes.
Ben Paynes, how do you write that?
Let me try and get his link over here as well.
Also, I think it's really worth trying the Brighton karting track. It's really good. The cars, they're really new right now, like probably a year old or so. And the in general, I think it's one of the best tracks I've ever been to.
That's awesome. So it's Saudi RT8 or is it SR5?
Probably SR5s. I think
SR5, yeah.
Because they're part of the championship as well.
I've just shared the link to Ben's video there, the chat, so you can take a look at that. Ben, it's a pleasure to go through your video. Main thing is you got clear footage. See, that's what makes it pop out. You got a nice video to analyze. I think Ben's even got a track guide there where he narrates over, so that's also worth checking out. And hopefully you can update us, Nikandros, on how your session goes next week.
Of course.
Was there anything else you wanted to cover before we move on?
I don't think so currently, but I'll try to test those couple of corners, and I'm gonna give you any details next week.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Let's stay in touch.
Thanks for the help.
Take care. All right, we are going to move on to Marcel. Marcel, thank you for waiting.
Oh, no worries. I don't have to be up that early tomorrow this time. So
I was going to say,
what's the problem?
I think you're staying on because you don't have an early start.
No,
or very early start, like you normally do.
Not this time, so I'm lucky.
That's awesome. And the thing is, you've always got some footage, which is awesome.
I was in doubt to send it because there was a big group of 15 guys. I even took their photo as a group. They weren't that good. So
okay,
yeah.
So this is a public session basically for just practice.
Yeah, this is as always we do only qualifying still. So this is my son with a head mounted or overhead mounted. Just say that.
Yeah. This is kart 6. Did he take kart 6 before in one of the videos we saw?
Yes, he did, and that's a quite good card.
Excellent.
But it's not about track help for this one because he knows the mistakes. We watch the footage every time we go. So this is all about overtaking.
Oh, awesome! No, that's
and because those guys are really slow, we were wondering if the overtaking will be more or less the same if the guys are more or less as fast as he is.
Yeah.
So you will see it. Oh, it's really
Just
laggy.
give it a moment. Now we're gonna have to lower that. Let's lower it. Give it like 10 seconds or so. I think it should calibrate. There we go.
Yeah, it works fine.
I think it should be slightly. Can you hear the audio as well?
Yes.
Awesome.
Those two guys left the pit latest. So.
Oh, wow! That was a close one. So I highly encourage drivers to do as many sessions with slower drivers as possible.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and rookie drivers who haven't done karting before, because you'll see now you're coming up to a big pack of drivers. You don't know what they're gonna do. It's very unpredictable.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be overtakes every single lap, but it forces you to think very quickly. This is some awesome overtakes. This is beautiful, really well timed. And you can see, as he's approaching the pack over here, you want to stay on your line. Stay on your line as much as possible. So he's staying on his line. Drivers at the inside are all blocking the ideal line. So he'll do the opposite. And he'll just about maneuver his way around the outside. So, amateur drivers, people doing karting for the first time, they're going to do unpredictable things. And it just spices up your practice session in the sense that it's not like a typical race where everyone's going to be pretty much on one line and there's going to be few overtaking opportunities. Here it keeps you fresh. There's always someone to pass, and there's different overtaking moves you can apply just to get around different guys. Did he enjoy this session? That's the main thing.
Also the guys were those group of 15 had a great time, but he left them 3 times, so they were not that good. But he really enjoyed it. He knew from round 1 that this is not beating my personal best. I'm going to have fun, and he overdid something.
Yeah. Well, that's the most important thing, is to have.
I want to say one thing. He from the last track help, he tried your line for the second hairpin and the suggestion Jacob made. And sorry for you, but he loved Jacob's line.
Amazing. There we go.
I can do that line because I'm a bit more overweight. So
no, there you go.
I think that's the main difference between you and your son. It's the weight.
Absolutely.
That's what makes the difference. But the thing that Omar came in and it's just you need to try it out. You have the basics. You know what to do.
Yeah, lovely.
I'm glad he found an ideal line now, because you have to just try different things. Oh, beautiful! Look at that, beautiful move, beautiful. Is it still lagging, guys? I'm just trying to.
Yeah, a bit, but
I'm not sure why it's. Just reload that real quick. Should be better now. It's not going to be any better. Yeah, so the main thing with these sessions, going back to the objective of this, driving with random groups, people just doing it for a bit of fun. If you have an open mind, you don't take it too seriously. I've had instances where regular drivers, they get frustrated when they join these sessions. Oh, this guy's blocking me and he's bumping me, and they get really worked up. But you got to understand, from a beginner's point of view, they might do certain things because they're just afraid, or they're scared, they're nervous, or sometimes they just don't mean it. They're just in their own world driving, and they didn't even know you were coming up behind them. So as an experienced driver, the way you can make this a challenge is, how can I overtake them the fastest way possible? Fastest way possible is where you stay on your racing line for the majority of the lap, and then be decisive when it's time to make the overtake. This is a great scenario over here because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carts all in close proximity. And it's about, playing a strategic game over here. You don't just want to send it down the inside of one guy and then,
Yeah, he told me that in the next corner he's following the guy in the blue because he's taking the line he wanted to. So he blocks the red one here.
Excellent. Look at that. Just working together. Classic example. So what he was doing over here is he backed off from the initial move and he understood that, you know what? Guy in the blue jumper, he's got a better line, follow him through for the first overtake. And unintentionally, he's put himself in a good position to make a move on the guy in the red. So you can follow him through again. And I think it looks like one of the quicker drivers or quicker kart he's got, guy in the blue jumper. Let's see how they handle the next part. That's wow.
This one is
what a move.
He thinks way faster than I can, so
classic switchback, what a move. Early on the gas, wait for them to go deep, cut across, job done. There you go. And it makes your session really enjoyable when you can do these satisfying overtakes. Again, here, things like that. Yeah, that's a classic thing.
It was hit a little bit, so it didn't go wide. But
you got to expect the unexpected. So, as it looks, well, they're just going side by side in a corner, but suddenly, the driver on the inside hits the brakes way too hard, sort of loses the rear, bumps the guy in the middle, and then chain effect bumps this driver. But he gets out in front, which is an awesome move. He's then going to have a couple of laps. I think it's 1 lap to pretty much catch up to the drivers again. Yep. Yeah. So this is a common thing you'll find with beginner drivers. They'll see a faster guy behind, and then they'll keep looking over the shoulder. So that's the second time he looked. That's the third time he looked. So you're putting pressure on him. Normally they'll just concede or they'll be on their line, and you can find a way around them. Some guys, they'll look back and then they'll try and block you, actually intentionally.
yeah,
Those are the more dirty drivers who they know they cannot beat you, so they try tactics which are generally deemed dangerous to just keep you behind. But that's also part of the experience, coming up against more aggressive drivers.
yeah, I'm in the same session, but there's always these.
Where are you? Did he catch up to you?
No, he didn't. I was also overtaking everybody, so they were really slow. But maybe in the corner, right? But it's hard to see me.
Yeah.
I'm I think a quarter back, 150 meters, maybe something like that. It's always around 6/10 or 8/10 faster than me.
That's a nice move. So is it a 10-minute session, basically?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute session, yes.
Amazing. How did you find it? Was it good fun?
Oh, yeah, I love to overtake myself as well. So
Yeah.
But when I go on the straight, I always have a problem with the lighter guys, of course. And it's not an excuse, but it's a fact. Well, and when I go in turn 1 and turn 2, they're gone. With this talent, of course.
Your competition could be how many overtakes can we do in this session? If you can keep a track, and then the person with the most overtake wins, not the lap time. Makes it more fun between you guys.
We 2 guys did 14 rounds, and the next one was 11. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun to overtake.
There you go.
And fun is the most important part, of course.
Exactly, and it changes it up from the usual, sprint race format where you have competitive drivers. What you learn as well, more sessions you do like this, you'll pick up different overtaking tactics. You'll learn to deal with unexpected moments. I remember when I started karting, I used to, when I got quicker and quicker, I started overtaking people on track, right? But I had a feel all the time that the moment I go in front and we're coming to a corner, they're probably just going to dive bomb me, Yeah. And that happens with beginner drivers, because the moment you open up and leave a gap, they think, oh, he's letting me through. And they don't brake, they go full speed. By the time you cut across, take your apex, you got T-boned, And
you're just laughing.
through experience, I've learned the bad way. So I had a fear for many months when I started karting that, when I overtake somebody, I don't want them on my bumper at the corner. But you got to learn in that scenario, close the inside line. Even if they bump you, stay on the brakes harder. Don't give them a chance to T-bone you. And that you learn just through normal public sessions. So really, I encourage you to at least do a handful of these every now and then.
Yeah, his favorite is to switch back, because he knows when they're inside, they will go out and
classic.
Yeah,
that's one of the easiest moves you can do with the beginner drivers, because they're not on the line, and it's satisfying. I mean, we saw in that video he did 3 drivers in one corner, so
and 7 on the straight. So.
Exactly. Are you guys gonna go? What is it, next week to the track?
Yeah, coming Saturday, my holiday starts, so we'll go 3 times that week.
Awesome. Are you following the Euros?
I have 2 screens, and yes, I have one on.
Yeah, that's the big tournament now.
Germany.
I've seen so many viral videos of the Dutch fans. I think they're taking over the fan zones. They have a very supportive fan group.
Yeah, and we really like Germany is losing 1-0 now. So.
Oh, they're playing now. Okay.
Yeah, they're playing now.
Oh, that's a big game, I'm sure.
You can't see my face, but my right screen is showing.
No, I'll let you enjoy that then, Marcel.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for submitting your footage again. Look forward to having you on again next time as well.
I will stick around for another 15 minutes or so.
You're welcome. You're welcome to. No worries.
Thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure. Let's just see who's requested to join the academy. Okay, so we've had Benjamin, Rowan, and Theus. Cool. What we're going to do, guys, let's just take a quick break as we admit these people into the academy. And we'll just catch up on the chat as well. It looks like the last message was from Benjamin. Kaylis, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Awesome. How are you for time, Kaylis? I know it's getting late then.
After I finish our session, I'll go head to sleep.
Awesome. Well, let's get started with yours now. I'm looking forward to opening up your footage, and let's just locate your link. There we go. Let's close this one. Share. How is the weather these days in Al Ain?
Blazing hot. That's like.
Yeah, like 45, 50. How many degrees?
Yeah, it's 40 around. I mean, no, 50.
50, yeah? Wow. So at nighttime, is it humid?
At nighttime, it's very. Especially in like Abu Dhabi. Like near Abu Dhabi. So humid there.
Well, this looks like a clip from the PB session. Which lap was the actual PB on? Or which minute of the... this is the one, yeah?
Yeah, the first lap.
Very interesting. As we're coming through the final sector pretty much now. And you've taken some interesting lines so far. Straight away, though, I feel this kart is faster. by the revs and things? Did it feel that way?
No, it's the same. I think it's the camera angle that.
Okay, right. But same kart as before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long straight actually. I mean, if you look at the GoPro speed, it's 75. And these are the junior karts, you're saying?
Yeah.
Not bad. They're doing some good speed for junior ones. Out the final corner for a. So is this a 120? I think you made a typo, yeah? It's not 129.
No, it's 121. No,
it's 121.
I typoed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely not the PB. 129. You do. No worries. Well, the first thing that is very interesting, right, is the first corner, because I think it's now your style that you like to take it a lot tighter, right? It's a very, very interesting line. What made you take it even tighter? Because I remember we discussed last week you wanted to take it wider, right?
Yeah.
Tighter, what was the thinking?
If I take it tighter, I get a better overall speed.
Interesting. Well, it's best to try all the different ways out. Have you tried the wider line before?
Like last, it's like 2 or 3 weeks back.
Oh,
I
you
had
tried
to
it then?
turn a lot more.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you see, it's gonna feel different each time, and the main thing is you've tried out different ways. I still would encourage, widening up a bit more, but that's something you can test next time, because now you've got the 121. What I would actually recommend straight off the bat, keep everything the same next time you go, except for the first corner. So just widen up the first corner and see comparatively how much of a difference that has on the timing. And then you'll have a clear understanding. Okay, the line actually in the first corner, it made a difference, whether it was faster or it was slower. But good effort still. I think the biggest improvement over here, if you can hear the revs, you're able to sustain that. Previously, the revs were just dropping too low in the first corner, and you were losing time. Where do you think the strongest part of this track is for you now? Where do you feel the most comfortable?
The most comfortable, this one.
I was just gonna say, just by looking at your driving throughout the different videos we've seen, you've always been, I'd say, on the limit through this sector. Starting from the fast left, you're able to flick the kart exactly where you need it, and now more than ever you're right on the limit. Beautiful, really, really good line. What I like is the double right. How did it feel this time, the double right?
It was like, I felt more agile, like I don't know how to fully explain it.
I think you're almost gliding through here, skip the first apex, don't go so close. The second apex, go nice and tight, so you can open it up for the fast left. Flick the kart to the left. This is the big improvement, yeah. You can see how just widening up the entry and flicking the kart in, getting close to our apex over here, can keep the revs high. Let's see how you do the difficult double hairpin coming up. Tighter line. Nice and wide. Yeah, beautiful. So, make sure you don't waste the meters. Take the shortest path possible on entry, but then you have to widen it up for the hairpin. What you'll notice, you're following the dark black line. I don't know how visible it is over here, but
on track you can see it, but
you can see it, right?
Yeah, but it kind of fades in.
Yeah.
The closer it gets to the inside.
I think this is very good effort. And look, you skip the early apex, skip a middle apex, hit a late apex. Now you're positioned in the middle of the track, taking a shorter path to the fast right. And this was pretty much flat out, right? The fast right.
I do let go a bit.
Okay. Let's just listen now. I think we can hear now. Yeah, mid corner. If you just listen one more time. So not this corner. Let's listen now. Just there, yeah? At the apex. One thing you could try next time is why not lifting off early about here in the corner, right? Very brief lift, and then lay the power back down so you can be full gas through the mid part of the corner. What you don't want to do is maximize the revs and then mid corner have a bit of a dip and then get them back up, yeah? Just something to be mindful of. I also think you're very strong now through the final sector. Got the fast double left coming up. Yeah. Felt you were a lot more aggressive on the entry over here. So if you watch, nice and wide, make the corner as wide as possible for us. Flick the kart to the left, getting close to the apex. More importantly, look how much more of the track you're using. You're going nice and wide. It's difficult to tell over here because it's nighttime, not much lighting, but there's also a darker patch, right? Or darker line.
Yeah, no, you can on track when you're there, you can like clearly see the line.
You can see that. That's the rubbered line. And you want to follow that again through this section over here. Staying on that line.
In that corner, like usually I lift off. Now I'm just full sending it.
Yeah, exactly. You used to lift, right? But now you're not lifting at all.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Wow, definitely you're gaining huge amounts of time there. Wow. I think if the camera angle was just slightly lower, we could see how you were controlling the steering. You're probably counter-steering a little as you flick the kart in.
Yeah.
Bit of counter-steer. Just stabilize the kart. But what about your body? Are you leaning in this corner?
Okay, this corner is like I am basically out of the kart. Like
yeah, it's one of those. Every track has that. That one corner where you're hanging out. But it helps though, yeah? It helps with
it helps
rotation. It's really incredible. Just shift that body to the right, lean to the outside, yeah. Really, really good on the traction there. Final couple of corners now. Nice and hard on the brakes. That's a nice effort. And final corner as well. I think overall, you've taken a solid line, right? Can see the improvements in the lap time. Now you're at a stage where small refinements. So this is actually the most difficult part because your target should now be mid 21, then low 21, maybe even try and break into the 20. I mean, that's very dependent on kart, track conditions, things like that. And it is going to be on the small differences. Take care, Marcel. You've just put in the chat there.
Yeah, cheers. You too.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. Next week.
Bye-bye. So I would observe your driving now and look for small things which you can change, right? Whether that's the braking, whether that's not sliding as much through corners, whether that's avoiding, having dips in your revs, even the kind of approach you have to different corners as well. Whether you go tighter for some corners, whether you go wider. Overall, these changes can make you 1/10 better, 2/10 of a second better, but that is what you're chasing now. Because remember, there's not perfection really ever achieved in karting. You're always chasing that 1,000th, 100th, 10th, Where do you feel there's space for improvement for you?
Space for improvement. First corner, definitely.
Yep, try that wider line. I'd definitely say so.
And maybe the sixth corner.
Let's bring up a track map. And I also want to engage in the comments. We've got Contrail. What's up, Contrail? Contrail, I believe you've driven a line in a Rotax. Can you expand a bit more on exactly which corner number is post 5? Kalis, any idea where post 5 is?
Yeah, I'll look at the map and I'll show you.
We'd love to hear your feedback because we've got another driver in the chat who's
Wait, you see the corner. Wait, so
is it actually turn 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6. It's corner 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one?
No, the one after that.
The one after that. Okay, yeah. Absolutely. I think you will have a slightly different way of taking that. So Heap, I have a better suggestion on that corner. I've driven it. I've driven Rotax on it. Let us know. Just expand on that point. Would love to hear your feedback. But what do you think you can do on corner 6? You said that you can also do some improvement there. What do you feel, Kalis?
I would say in the middle of the two apexes, go a bit wider.
Okay. A bit like what the darker line is?
Yeah.
So not be as tight.
Yeah, no.
Interesting. Contrail, take a wider line and then cut across through the apex. Yeah, well, definitely. So he's saying generally follow this dark line, get all the way out to the outside edge, and then you cut across and you end up more on the outside. Now, of course, when you got a lot more speed, when you're driving the two-stroke karts, you want to use as much of the track as possible and actually try and get your braking done as well. Later into the corners, time can be one like that. You see the mini apex, yes. Don't go too close to it. Go wide, take a wide line, slowly close. Awesome. So just as you said, Kaitless, as well, maybe you can get away with staying in the middle of the track over here. Yeah. Not going as close. It makes sense because you're then going to have to go back to the outside for the main corner. Essentially, this isn't really the focus. Main thing is how can I be quick out of this corner? Turn 8. Don't go so wide for it. Go to the middle of the circuit. Turn 8. Let's take a look at turn 8. I believe this is turn 8.
Turn 8
mistaken.
Before that. I think.
Is it the one before that? Because okay, if you're saying 6, 7, 8, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If this is your turn 8, what he's saying is use up all the apex. Let's actually draw it from the exit, so you can stay tight in the middle of the track. Maybe do something like that. You can even tell that the yellow line is pretty much in the middle of the track over here, yeah? So you got that space in between. That's a couple of things you can try. Thank you very, very much, Contrail. And definitely, we've noted your points for those corners. Kailash, when are you going to the track next?
This Friday.
Awesome. Is that like a practice session or?
Yeah, it's just a practice session. The Al University doesn't do like races.
For junior?
Yeah, like if you don't have the proper license and stuff, you don't get the to be in races and stuff.
Right. Well, when are you eligible to maybe apply for a license or
August.
Is that next year?
No, this year.
This year. Which month?
August.
August. All right. That's not too far away, because what you can do, keep up this regular practice, try and get into a nice, schedule, training schedule, and then when it's time to get a license, is that the ARCS test, or that's different?
Yeah, no, it's the ARCS test. ARCS test.
Is the ARCS test? Yeah. That's something very important, which you're lucky actually to have access to. Not every track in the world has that, so the quicker you can do that test, the better. You'll learn things. You'll obviously get your license, and then you can obviously start preparing for the owner karting as well. Have you tried the adult karts? Are you allowed to drive the adult karts yet?
Like racing them.
Sorry?
I'm not allowed to drive in the senior karts.
How many more years, or how long until you can?
Until I get the license.
Oh, so basically you need the license to drive them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's the next step. I think you can really look forward to, number one, getting that license, and then getting experience in slightly faster karts. They'll be faster, the heavier karts. Driving style is a bit different. We were discussing with Salman, who joined earlier today, about the sort of differences between a junior kart and an adult kart. Things like your braking points, how much speed you carry on corner entry for some corners, that changes. So getting used to that is quite important, because from now on, you're only going to get older, and generally you're graduating from junior to senior. And if it's 4 strokes, senior, it starts quite soon. I believe it's 13 and above. You can even join 13, 14. I know definitely you can join. So it's a matter of getting used to the heavy. Yeah.
I'll be able to drive the senior karts like properly next year, since I'm going to be 14.
Oh, super. So that's wait, that's the Rotax Senior Max.
Yeah.
Okay. Meaning for the is that for an actual competition as well, or just for practice?
Yeah, it's for the actual competition as well.
Okay. Normally it's 15 and above, but maybe they gave an exception for you. Each country will be slightly different as well. Their RMC regulations. But that is pretty much your target now. Keep up the regular practice, get the license, get into the adult karts as soon as possible. Try and record some footage of that. Yeah, when you get the chance.
Yes.
What you can do next time you go, experiment. A couple of the new lines we were talking about: turn 1, turn 6, turn 8, or 6, 7, and 8 even. And take those in isolation, right? So if you're going to do something new for turn 1, only change that in that session, yeah?
Yeah.
So then you have a proper assessment of, was this line better or was it slower? And then the next session, keep turn 1 either wide or tight, but change up the line for 6, 7, and 8. If you really want to experiment, you can spend a session for 6 and 7, and then another session just changing it for turn 8. But that's quite excessive, to be honest.
Okay. So
yeah, let's stay in touch, and let's hopefully meet in the next session then.
Yeah. See you. Good night.
Take care, Kailas.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, we are coming towards the end of the session today. What's up, Ethan? Can you hear us?
Yeah, completely. Hello.
Welcome back, Ethan. I think you're joining another session, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Where are you joining us from?
France. Yet again.
That's right.
Yeah.
The outdoor track. I remember.
Yeah,
we reviewed a
good.
couple of weeks back. How has it been since that session? Did you do any driving in the
I
meantime?
couldn't go there, but I will let you know on that on the next session, because I go next week.
Yeah.
Next weekend. So yeah, I'll train with everything. I've been reviewing a lot the replay you let on YouTube, so it helped me a lot. Yeah.
I mean, once it gets closer to the time, review that and try and really write down some session objectives. How many sessions are you planning to book when you go?
I'm trying to book like 3, because
amazing.
I think it's sufficient.
That is really good. What I would say is, what are you trying to do when you go next? Is it more change the line, or work on timing? What's your overall goal? The time?
Trying to find really the new line with implementing what you advise me to see if it doesn't need the changes that I expect them to do. And also to continue to practice a bit overtaking and stuff, as the race is like in start of July.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. That's soon then, right? Basically
in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Awesome. You did. Just remind me of the name of the track again.
Majesk. MAJ G. Sorry. ESCQ.
CQ karting. That's it. Let's just. I believe I'm confusing your track with another one in France as well. This is Majesk. That's it. Yeah. It's if I just share the screen real quick. It's a really nice track, actually. So basically, you've just been here once, right?
Yeah, once. I did 4 sessions then while doing my first.
Definitely. Yeah, based on the feedback that we did last session, we did a lot of, improvements. Actually, I think in every sector. So if you got 3 sessions, break it down into 3 sectors. Session 1, I'm just focusing on the line for the first 3 hairpin corners. We discussed these are similar corners, they have similar braking points, and I guess the fastest corner is actually this one over here. It gets sort of faster each time, where this is the tightest radius. You can even tell by the image overhead. This one becomes slightly more open, and then the third one is the most free flowing. So it's a very nice combination. We then discussed about
this part, which I struggled a lot
style,
with.
The extreme left into a right. But we just said, widen it up, go for a later apex through there. You can purely focus on establishing that almost in the second session. And then final 3-4 corners. I think overall your line was good there. It's just about being a bit more aggressive, maybe using a bit more of the track as well. And I think by the third session, one way you can do actually, session 1, focus on sort of the first half of the track. Let's not break into sectors. Let's not waste the track time you have. Second session, focus on the second half, right?
Yeah.
And then third session, put it all together. Just drive, do your sort of best effort. The way I'd attack session 1 and session 2 is the places that you're trying to improve the line on, or improve the braking on, take it step by step. So don't go 100% on the first lap and then try and work from there. Build up progressively, even if it takes you 5 laps to get to sort of peak performance. That's better than just going straight into the deep end kind of thing. Was there any footage you wanted to go over though in the meantime today, or you just joining?
Today I was actually joining to listen, and also I had just really fast questions about.
Go for it. Yeah.
I've already asked it on like the academy, but I also wanted to ask it here. I saw many people, even in rental karting, having their phones attached on their wheel and stuff, having telemetry and stuff. I wanted to know if it was like interesting to have that, or like was it just some kind of plus, or does it really make a difference?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what. If you have live telemetry, have you played the F1 video game?
Yeah.
So you probably noticed that when you do like a time trial or something, on the top right, it either goes green or red, right? Whether you're going faster, improving, and you just know, if you change a line or something, whether you're going faster or not. Similar with the lap time, it's shown through every lap. This lap 40.5, this lap 40.6, 41.2, 40.6. So on certain laps, if you try something new, what impact that had on the overall timing. So it's very useful when you're trying to learn a track and you're trying to implement new lines, new braking points. You know whether in the moment you're going faster or slower. Rather than having no clue, you try to implement these things like a better line, a later braking point, and then at the end of the session you get a printout of all the laps and say, you try and match the footage to the laps. Okay, this was that lap, this is that. So in that sense, it helps. Jacob, what's your opinion on that? Because I know you use those in your track, right? The mobile phone timing screens.
I mean, if it helps you, if it's necessary, of course, yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, it's a good.
I have some experience with that as well. Because I'm coming from two-stroke. I always had the screen there, and I had my microphone showing the time, and I never realized how useful that was. But coming here in the weekend doing rental karting and not having the data there, it was actually kind of frustrating because here you can only have like 20 or 30 minute, 20, 30 or 40 minute sessions, which means that you're trying stuff. If you don't record it and just go there, then you don't know what you've done. And I don't think it's if you go without a timer, I think it's completely useless going the track to try things. Except if you just want to have fun and go there and
all right. Okay.
I definitely look into trying to get your track.
Yeah, I'll try and that and see I'll see if it's something long term.
Let us know how it goes, and looking forward to in the race as well. Keep us posted.
Yeah, well. And that was it for my questions and stuff.
It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Take care, Ethan. All right, let's move on to Jacob. Jacob, we always leave the best footage to last. You've always got something interesting.
I hope today we will also get something interesting. So I will give you a backstory. So on Friday, we came to a new track which is called E1 Go Kart. It's like this franchise of the tracks here in Poland. They also sponsor the Blue Star team. If you noticed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So it's a new track for me. I did a 6 hours endurance race there with my younger teammate. To be precise, we came there only for practice because, as I told you, we are changing karts on our track to Sodis. That's why we are going there and practicing. Considering we only had 1 day of training before, it was quite good. I managed to close to the best ones to only a 10th, but I know where the 10th is. But to be honest, with all those new things, I was exhausted and basically I could not try to change anything. If I tried, I made a mistake, so I stick to what I was doing. But I know what to change. I have the footage. It's from the race. Actually, only 1 lap because I do not have time to put all things together, like the first stint or something. Yeah. Only 1 lap, the best lap from this race, with the rocket ship card, I would say.
Okay, you got lucky then.
Yeah. So basically, this was the first stint, and I managed to do the fastest lap of the race on the first stint. It was later, somebody made a faster lap because the grip was higher and things like that. But yeah.
I got it now. Perfect. It was in the meet. Let me just share it real quick. And these are petrol cars, basically.
Yeah.
Although it's called E1, I thought E1 was like an electric.
No, those are petrol cars.
Amazing. So these or?
So these SR5.
Yeah. SR5s. Wow. And going back to Ethan's question, you've got the live timing, right? Is that in lap time on the dash? Amazing.
So basically, the organizer provides it for every kart on each competition. So yeah, we got it.
That is so cool, and it's one impressive track, I have to say. Just
watch it, and we will quickly analyze it.
For indoor, like this is mega.
I know, it's amazing. Like the track has so much flow to it.
Yeah.
When you finally find out how to drive it, it's amazing. Like very nice. Also long lap, 53 seconds.
Very long lap. Yeah. How many meters is the track?
680 to be precise.
Wow.
Long one, yeah? Long one. For an indoor?
Yeah, for indoor, that's...
yeah.
And you can even tell by the different changes. So it's multi-level, right?
Yeah. You can change the quality to maybe improve it because it's not lagging for me. We will see how it will go. Because it's way better now for me. Yeah, it's okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so starting the lap,
basically the fastest lap that you're...
Yeah, it's the fastest lap that I managed to do.
53.0.
Low, 53, yeah. So starting the lap, you just go full throttle here. Yeah, nothing changes. Like full throttle for these first two apexes.
Yeah, take the shortest.
What's important is that you need to open up the next few corners, and I will tell you why. Because when we are here we got the blind corner.
Yeah.
It's flat out. So what's important? You need to miss the first apex to carry on the speeds and have a good line onto this long straight. You need to, and now when we are here, look for how much we are holding the throttle down to the metal. Like basically we have the throttle on since like maybe 15 seconds now.
Yeah.
Go on. So if you made a mistake, if we go back a few seconds, even more back.
Oh, even more. Oh, okay.
Even more. So if you make mistake here, it carries on. I will tell you where does it carry on. So if you make mistake on the last corner, so we go full flat out here, flat. Here you go down, lift. Yeah, down, up, full throttle.
Oh,
and now we are braking.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Basically on the left side you can see the start of the lap, right?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. For an engine track.
That goes back
such a long straight, maybe not a straight, but yeah.
It was similar to what I was telling one of the drivers, that you should drive a corner to set up for 3-4 corners down the road, but this is quite literally that.
Yeah, literally that. If you mess up this one,
the exit of this, it's so crucial. So what were the top guys doing that was different to the others?
You
must have been close.
Corner I have like 3 corners that I have some concerns. One, I know how to fix it. 2 others, I need to talk to you about it. Maybe you will have a different opinion. So yeah.
So you're fine through the first sector.
Yeah. So here's fine. Everything is fine here. I think this is my strongest part of the circuit because I managed to carry on a lot of speed into the corner and also to go early on the throttle because this one you take it flat. So it's important to carry as much momentum and speed because here you take it flat. And you go flat, and we are going up.
Yeah, you want to carry that up the bridge.
And here...
Oh my God, look at this.
Yeah, and here, you don't lift. There is so much grip in the race. You don't have to lift.
Wow.
And now you lift. Before
So
this.
flat.
Yeah. And now
Lift.
just a lift, and before the apex hit the throttle.
Amazing.
Yeah, so much grip.
So far, there's just been one breaking point, just to clarify.
Yeah, that's one breaking point. Like there are only 4 breaking points, but the importance of carrying the speed and to be so precise and smooth. Just basically, if you hit one barrier on this track, you're already down on your lap. That's the thing.
That's it.
Yeah. So coming to this corner, and this is one of the corners that I have concerns with. So
it's an awkward one.
Yeah, it's an awkward one, but it's quite important, to be honest, because the speed also carries down and up to this corner. Now you have also the braking zone, but it's important to have a good exit because here there is a good opportunity to overtake. So yeah.
And then final corner through again, and as we said, this is very important.
Only 4 braking points on such a long track, but you need to keep up the speed, and that's the important thing.
That's the most important.
If you slow down too much while braking, you're done basically.
Let's go step by step through the parts where you were struggling. So you had concerns.
Yeah,
this is the first part, right?
Yeah, so here is no concerns,
just
to be honest.
Let's just share the entire screen.
Yeah, so here is no.
Oh yeah, this is flat, yeah.
Yeah. And here just a lift, tiny lift. Yeah. And here we go again. So coming to this, I don't know how to call it. Like, what's the angle of this corner, to be honest? It's like
weird hairpin corner.
Yeah, also blind one.
Yeah,
so,
look at that.
Some drivers tend to make it really, really, really tight. Like they're going on the left side, they hug the barrier, the inside one. Yeah, here. So even tighter. Yeah. But for me, it was quite hard, and I could not replicate it lap by lap. So I decided to go slightly wider. Here, when you're here, you just need to hit the throttle, because even before the apex.
Yeah.
So
just
I don't know.
At this corner, I think it's one that will evolve with the more grip that's laid down.
Yeah.
Did you do any practice at low grip, for example?
So I did the practice at low grip the day before.
And were you a lot wider, I assume?
Yeah, I mean, nothing changed, to be honest. Like in this corner, nothing changed. Maybe only the I could brake a little later, but that's the thing. The whole thing. Also, when driving before, when driving behind others, I did not mention I did not see any difference going tighter or wider, so I stick to it. But I saw the top driver doing the tight line.
Surely they had to brake a bit more.
I mean, they have to brake earlier, even more early.
Yeah. What about the driver in front? Is he a quick guy?
I mean, he has a kart that is similar to mine, really, but he was not that quick in it, so it's not a good reference.
Right.
I mean, the braking point is a good reference, but his driving is not.
Gotcha.
Because I'm catching
early, and you're basically catching up. Yeah. Are you hitting the brakes about here then, just as the corner turns?
I think even earlier.
Oh, even earlier. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, even more early, because I need to carry on the speed
here.
Yeah, maybe quite late. Yeah, something like this, because you need to hold it, and then basically where the guy is, you need to go on the throttle again.
Gotcha. How did you feel taking a slightly wider turn?
Losing time, basically. Unnecessary meters.
I was gonna say, because by the looks of it, it's a corner which sometimes, if you just sacrifice a bit by going wider, could you gain it back through the exit of the corner? But I don't know. Maybe in a race you'll lose your position, definitely, if you open up here. In qualifying, could you gain by going a bit wider, or does it still just waste meters?
I mean, for me, every time that I tried to go wider or tighter, lost time.
You lost time, yeah. I think it's one of those sequences. I think one thing then you got to try to do is going narrower. Did you try that?
Yeah, I tried, but every time I tried that, my kart was bottoming out and it's understeer as hell. So I could not like take the right amount of the steering angle to this corner to be able to rotate the kart, because it's a chunky one. It's like a tank, so you know how to drive it. You know how these are.
I mean, it's your luck as well, as you said, which one you get. And was this more understeery kart generally?
It was really nice to drive, but even if I tried going tighter, I could not cope with that. Like,
yeah, and that's really not the line you want to.
Yeah, maybe
it's so normal to go so tight like that.
Yeah, it's like,
it could be a style thing, but I think you're going as close as you possibly can. Like this
I'm trying. I'm really trying to close this to not make any unnecessary meters.
How about braking later? Did you try that?
Kart starts to bottom out, and you are losing on the kart because the kart is jumping.
Yeah,
so you are losing the time.
And then on exit, you'll just lose it.
Yeah, so you cannot allow it to jump mid corner. Basically, you need to brake earlier than you think, because the important thing here on this type of surface, you can see it's not the asphalt, not the tarmac, not the asphalt, nothing like that. So you need to apply the throttle early so the kart sticks and provides you the grip.
One thing you could try is ever so slightly widening up. So I'm not saying, half a kart to the right, maybe fractionally away.
I mean, there is a footage of the top driver on the YouTube. Maybe we'll compare it later.
Yeah, there is. Awesome. Would love to see that.
Yeah.
And how much faster was he? 1/10?
Yeah, basically 1/10.
That'll be so good to do a split screen, actually.
So this is the first corner. So basically the three corners are followed by each other that I have concerns with. So this one, going down. Here I know what I'm doing wrong. It's like, if I manage to keep it on, it's okay. But I just brake too late.
Too late. Okay.
I mean, too late, because you will see the kart is jumping in the middle.
You'll see on the slow motion.
Slightly jumping, but it's losing time.
You can see.
I mean, the line is good. The speed is okay, but I think it's too much. Slightly too much.
You'll naturally get that because you're turning and braking.
Yeah,
and it's a sharp turn.
You cannot make any.
So, is there any clear reference? Would you say like this barrier is always there?
It's always there, but I think you need to brake before it.
Just before that, okay. So as you approach it, you can make a habit. Look towards there.
Yeah.
Get on the brakes about here.
Yeah.
Train yourself. What were you using this time? Was it on feeling the braking?
Always on feeling, because the kart's performance on braking was different, really different in those Saudi karts. It's not like you have the same performance on braking in each kart. It was quite different. Some of them even later, some of them like this one, quick. You need to be quick on the brakes.
Absolutely. And with these, I assume the brakes felt quite good, right, on these ones?
Yeah, I think the mistake that I made is braking slightly too late and applying too much steering. I could go with the less steering. Maybe that's what made the change. I think the main thing that I should change here is to try to apply the less amount of steering.
Yeah.
And probably holding, maybe, I don't know, brake earlier with lower amount of brake and just hold the brake and wait.
Yeah, that's one way.
Maybe what I should do. But as I said, I was exhausted today and could not cope with that. I mean, I have my own thoughts on it, but probably if I went on the track today, applied it, it would be done. I would know if it works or not. But basically,
I think for this kind of situation, because you got a decent kart, it's tempting to push the limits, brake later, and sometimes you won't realize you're even doing it until maybe you feel the kart shaking too much. And as you reviewed your footage now, you said, well, I'm braking too late. So it's one of those things. Did you feel in the moment you were losing time here?
I mean, I felt.
Or did it just feel like you were pushing?
Yeah, I'm jumping, so basically mid corner. So it must be some type of. I don't know how much did I lose. Like maybe not a tenth, but half a tenth. I mean.
Yeah, but that is what you're chasing.
Here I made a mistake. I turned too late and missed the apex, so you will see it.
So
also probably there was slightly missed it. Slightly.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was okay, but not the perfect line. So here you need to also brake, and it's also the kind of hard corner to manage, because if you go backward, you will see that you're going down and
look at that. So directly down. Yeah. And actually the surface changes once in the middle over here. Like it goes dark and then things are brown.
Yeah, and then
it changes once again just on the top. Yep. So could you use that as a reference for brakes? Or
I tried later in the race and it worked perfectly. So that's what I managed to fix myself.
So as
I'm here, I just take off not even braking, like taking my foot from the throttle and just turning. And before the apex, I hit the throttle again, and it works perfectly fine. Yeah. So it feels like you are slower through the corner, but you gain time. So
absolutely. And it's really small things, as you said, like you're turning a lot, just missed the apex, right? It doesn't look like much, but that adds up to half a tenth maybe, and then
tenth and half maybe something.
And that's what you're chasing. This is some awesome footage. So this was an endurance race you basically completed.
Yeah.
How did you get on?
So there were 13 teams. We managed to finish P5. We were quite unfortunate with the kart draw for the race, because there were some stints that you have to drive on 100 kilos. Mm-hmm. The main weight was 90, and our best karts were at the first and the last stint. And on the first and the last stint, you cannot drive 100 kilos. So we have to go with the mid karts for our 100 kilos, and other teams had better karts for the 100 kilo stints. So that's what made the difference. Yeah.
I think in Europe they do some of the best formats for endurance. Like
they are amazing. Like
that's amazing.
The way how they manage it and organize it, it's like great.
And this is a new track, or it's
brand new, only a year.
Yeah, even the karts are new, technically. Yeah, it's just a year old.
Yeah. So now I will upload the footage of the drive. Huh?
Let's take a look.
Just give me a second. Yeah, should be on.
Let's bring that up.
Yeah, so it's from the karting league. So maybe we'll go ahead.
3 minutes?
Huh?
Yeah, is that 3 minutes? Because this is where the video started from.
I mean, yeah, but we can go even more forward. So he will be in a free space. No one in front, no one behind.
This is a nice view, actually.
Yeah. So here you can see that the level of grip was probably lower because you need to lift for this turn. But here we go, and you can see the difference.
Whoa!
Yeah, and I don't know how he managed to do that.
Yeah.
No clue. Also here, tiny amount of steering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, smooth, driving smoothly. Yeah.
It's insane. This is some very nice footage.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that section. Flat. Wow.
So he's probably pulling to the pits. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we go pit stop time.
This is mid-race, yeah?
Yeah, mid-race.
Wow.
So
Actually quite
basically, you
fascinating.
can go on a throttle 2 seconds before it starts because the kart is so slow.
Yeah,
Acceleration. Yeah, and here you lose. Oh my god, so slow up the bridge.
Up the bridge, yeah. These are the guys who won the race, I assume.
And he was not participating, but
oh, he was participating. Okay.
Yeah, it's
but his line is incredible. I mean,
yeah,
coming through the. I think if we put this in
he's braking here. I think he's braking here. Yeah, I mean.
Hold on. Have I lost it? No, we're coming here. Okay.
No. So let's see where he brakes. I think it's even before the first apex.
Yeah, here. Look there.
Yeah.
Look at
early.
Oh.
As I told you.
So he brakes and then he's up against the black barrier for the first part.
Yeah.
He's so tight already.
And now in the mid, he accelerates. Okay, so it's even earlier than I do.
Yeah, that's incredible. Because what happens?
So he somehow manages to rotate the carts at the mid. This switch from the braking to acceleration. That's the thing.
Do you think he touches the inside barrier here?
It's really close. Not touching it. Really close.
He doesn't, because like now he gets this rotation, which is amazing. Yeah. I mean, he steps out ever so slightly to open up the corner, early apex, so he can go wide on the exit directly.
Yeah.
Directly go wide. Wow.
You know what's interesting, Omar? If we go even more forward, or at the beginning of the video, we will see other guys that he's racing against.
Yeah.
You will see the difference in the lines that they are taking.
Were you in this video?
No, because this is the rig race 1 week before the endurance race.
Okay. Yeah, right?
Yeah, see the difference?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we slow this down, actually.
So the guy in front, in the kart number 1, he managed to win the race.
Oh, wow. So it's a good driver.
Yeah. The guy ahead of him was second, and the driver that we are watching
did not participate.
No, yeah, came third.
Oh, I thought he did not participate.
No, I did not participate. I said that the driver in front, like the driver in the kart number 1, won the race. The guy in front of him in number 8 was second in the race, and the guy in number 12 was third. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, 12 did not participate with you in the.
No, it's the other driver.
Okay, makes sense. So yeah, we can, if we look at the braking for the white or number 1, boom. Similar, you would say, just
similar.
Before
really
the
similar.
apex. Let's say where he hits the brakes. This time he hits it quite early. Notice how number 1 is still on the brakes and the corner is still on the brakes. And yeah, 12 releases it. Look how tight he is, though. It's like a straight line.
I mean, how he manages to rotate the kart? He's in the straight line.
Wow. Bit of a correction there, but then he's able to join in. And yeah, he looks over the shoulder to look. Welcome, Shyam. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Welcome. Do you have any footage you submitted?
Yes, I put it in the chat, like in the post.
You put it on the post. Awesome. Just give us one moment. We're just finishing off with Jacob, and we'll be with you.
No worries. Thank you.
Let's just take it off slow motion. Oh, that doesn't sound nice. Yeah, I just want to see this battle, Jacob, because he eventually overtakes them. Yeah. Closes the gap down. I mean, that's are they working together?
Somewhat. We will see later.
Insane track, insane. I think there's no margin for error here. Like,
no, as I said, you touch one barrier, you are 2 tenths off, basically on a lap.
That's crazy. What was the minimum weight for this race?
90 kilos. So same as
90?
my driving.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. And are you allowed to put lead seat?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay. That's one thing I've noticed in Europe they allow is the lead insert.
Yeah, basically they're every championship here, like every it
It's
allows
not
it.
deemed unsafe.
I mean, it's not really unsafe.
No,
like,
it's not. No.
They make it if your seat lets it is like can safely stay at where it stays, so it's
Yeah.
quite okay. I mean, I was using a seat before, but I changed it to using the weights on the side because
you preferred it.
I mean, I need to tell you the backstory of it because before the biggest championship that I managed to win in my whole racing career,
yeah,
I used the lead seat.
Okay.
There was an endurance before this championship early in the year, and basically someone has stolen my lead seat, and I have never seen it again.
No.
Yeah, so I was forced to use the weights on the side.
Oh my gosh.
So, up until now, I'm using weights on the side.
Yeah. How much are you adding then on the side?
Only to 90 kilos, only 12 and a half. So it's not much.
Okay.
So it's
all right,
okay
Yeah.
for the card balance.
So you weigh 78 with all the gear.
Yes, 78.
Wow,
Oh,
what a
yeah,
move! What a
good.
move! He caught him, but
yeah,
he went for it over here.
It was a clean one, basically. It was
That's
a clean
that's a tough, hard but fair. Looks like, and he held the position. Awesome. So when is the next race that you're going to be doing here?
Probably none in the near future because it was only for practice.
Oh yeah.
Now for the Saudi cards, we saw the opportunity. We went there. It's quite far away from the place where I live because it's 4 hours away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to get there. Probably if there is another endurance race, I will go there, but not on any more occasion because it's I think 10th of July. So these cards will come to our track, and then we'll have some individual endurance races here in July. Then in August we'll have some endurance races on our track with those Saudis, and then in September we've got the Polish Indoor Kart Championship. So basically, the main focus is on my track with those starts, and I'm gonna practice hard practice. So probably you will see some footage from me, and we will try to analyze it and take as much from it as we can because I think it will be helpful.
That'll be some very insightful footage, and you're allowed to record, right? Or there will be some recordings.
You are always allowed to record.
No in the championship.
Yeah, also.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I've done races where they forbid GoPro mounts.
Yeah, there are some.
Anyway,
there are some.
So I just think it helps for promotion of the championship.
That's the main thing for the organizers, but for me it helps to analyze my driving, and also if we have some, let's say, misunderstanding between me, other drivers, and the stewards, we have also the POV, and we can manage to
you can protest like that. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jacob, for joining today. we're going to call it a wrap. Shayam, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Good. Likewise. Welcome to the first track help session, actually. So, have you joined any before?
No, I was
have you
busy with
watched some of the live streams, maybe, or?
Yeah, so I've been I watched the live streams like afterwards because I had exams the last month.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which is when I found out about you, but then now I finally have a chance now that that's done.
Awesome. Shayam, what we do is we go through about 4 or 5 videos per session. So what we'll do is let's save yours for the next session, and I want to upload your footage in the meantime as a YouTube link as well. So what I'll do, I'll take a look through it, because I see you just uploaded it a couple of hours ago, right?
Correct.
Goodwood Cartways in Canada. So is this a typical rental cart layout, or did they do some owner carts there as well?
Yeah, so they normally do owner carts, but the one that I posted, I just blacked out the parts that aren't used.
Excellent.
For the normal layout.
How long have you been driving there for?
So this is my 2nd year now.
Awesome. And do you go sort of every week, or
Yeah, so races are every 2 weeks, and occasionally there's some like open lapping sessions where you can do about 40 laps. But that's very rare that they give that. So mostly it's every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Okay. I'll be honest, the track layout looks very similar to, if not the same as, one of the previous drivers who joined Track Help. I'm just trying to recall his name, actually. Just give me one moment. I'm going to try and find his name. He joined last week. Elijah, that's it. Do you know Elijah? Elijah B? He's one of the regular drivers there.
At Goodwood?
That's right.
I'm not sure, because there's many different days that they have these like races, so maybe it's just a different schedule.
Gotcha. Give me one moment. It looks like... Let me just take a look at this one. You know what, Elijah? Let's do your footage before we wrap up, because I'm familiar with this track, and let's just open up the links. Let me know if it lags on the share screen. Let's go and share a tab. So you bought 2 clips. One is a final, or are they both finals, or are they hot laps?
I'm not sure why. Yeah, I uploaded to Drive. It just randomly put the name.
Okay.
But one of the clips will be just in the normal dry track, and then I believe this is a dry track.
Excellent. So,
but it was a bit of a colder day just because it had rained right before this.
Yep.
And it just started to become dry.
Super. Yep, this is the exact same layout. Unfortunately, the quality I'm getting over here is only 360p. How does it look? Is it clear from your side?
It's clear on my phone. So what I can do is maybe for the next session, I can upload it in a much better quality.
No stress. Talk to me about lap times. What was the average?
This one was a 39.5, which was like about a second or a second and a half faster than the other people. But because it was a drying track, there was a bit of a difference. Normally on like a perfectly like hot day, it's sometimes in like the 38s.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what it was for this. So this was a 39.5.
Super. Let's go through the lap corner by corner. You had a bit of traffic, to be fair. or you're passing a couple of drivers, which will have some kind of impact. More importantly than anything is track conditions. How is the weather like there in Canada? Is it fluctuate? Does it rain?
So generally it's pretty much like for my race it's pretty much been sunny most of them, but like the last 2 weekends it's been rainy.
Okay.
Luckily on this race, like this particular practice session, it dried up, and then after that it showered with rain.
Oh, so you basically got this lap as dry. What's your fastest lap here?
I believe in like a sunny lap it was 38.7.
Okay, yeah.
But I changed my driving a little bit since that like practice session I had with the 38.7. So I want to try again and see if by copying what I did on this lap or using what you said, I can improve it that more.
Just overall, looking at a couple of runs of this lap, I think you have a very good understanding of the racing line. In terms of kart placement and things, it's pretty much where you need to be. Now, if we look at your track map, let me just change the screen. Which specific corners are you struggling with over here?
So I'll just let you know where to stop. So if you see like there's a little kink near the trees.
Over here?
And then right after that, there's that first major turn. That's where you can gain like a lot of time.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just the consistency. Like in all the corners, I'm breaking off of feel. So it's trying to find consistency and then also trying to figure out where if I should be apexing or going a little bit wide. Because I've seen like some other drivers, they're going just a little bit wider and some are hitting the apex. So it's a little bit, I'm just trying to find that right, like get as perfect as possible on that one corner because it's such a like difference maker.
Absolutely. What I want to do is actually bring up some footage of somebody else. Okay. And this is Elijah. Because I was going to say the track looks very similar. And this is it, right? This is...
Yes, that's the same carts and everything.
This is it. Let's take a look at this. So apparently he was saying the guys in front are some of the top guys. And we were watching their lines last week.
Okay.
I think this isn't the best session because it was raining a bit. Where can we get a better clip from? Maybe here? Quali. Yeah, this is better. It's a sunny track. And I want to just share the audio, so we'll go ahead and boom. Okay. Share. Give it one moment. Just wait about 10 seconds. The lag should disappear. Is it lagging?
It's okay. It's okay.
You should have smoothened up by now. Right. Coming onto the main straight, this is a clearer run he has. The top two drivers in front, they're well ahead, within one lap. They stayed out of trouble. This corner, there was two things that we discussed, and it was some drivers were taking it flat, believe it or not, without braking.
Really?
Some drivers were taking it with a lift, and some would tap the brakes. It's all about confidence in the kart, and also how the kart will react in different conditions. When the track is slightly warmer, you will get a bit more grip, so you are able to take it, by lifting, or maybe flat. Flat is quite optimistic. More importantly, we want to try and use all of the track available. How is this curb on the outside? Is it quite?
It's quite bumpy, so it's and there's also not much grip on there. Like if you go on there, you'll just go straight.
Yeah.
But what I found, like I watched another driver do, and I copied it, and that helped me get a good lap time, was just going as close to I can as possible.
Yeah.
And then just going, and that's where I tap the brakes and then turn in.
In terms of feeling, do you try and go deep into the corner and then press the brakes, or be quite early on the brakes? What's the?
I'm a little bit later. Like I'm braking around the middle of the rumble strip.
Okay. Yeah. So about here, somewhere here.
Yeah, somewhat there. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. See, for these types of corners, as I've just changed to our track diagram now, the main thing is the exit speed, and we want to drive this corner so we're fast over here, right? And sometimes, coming on the brakes early or quite conservative can help you slow the cart down, get rotation, so you can accelerate through the corner. That's the most important thing. I mean, yeah, ideally you want to take it absolutely flat out. That's the quickest way, right? But if you go flat out and you start sliding, you start losing the cart, that's when you're going beyond the limit of grip. So have you tried taking this corner by lifting? So no brakes, but just lifting.
I've not tried. I could definitely try it. It's just that these carts are quite heavy compared to ones last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like last year what I did was, even then I still used I tapped the brake and then I carried that to this year, but maybe I can try just lifting and seeing what happens.
Based on your driving, I think you got a good foundation there. And even timings wise, I think you're quite competitive. Where are you finishing in the races at the moment?
So all 3 races, I've taken pole and the win fastest lap. But
there you go. Awesome. Well, you're a capable driver, right? And the way I think your target now is chasing those, few tenths or hundredths of a second. And the way you're going to achieve that is by experimenting. You see, the line that you're currently on and the braking points and things are good, and they're good enough for pole. They're good enough to win you the races. So trying new things out step by step. Yeah. So for example, let's try and take this corner by lifting. Whenever we take a corner by lifting, it's not as simple as get off the gas and then get back onto it. I'm just going to refer to the other footage as it's just clearer, and we have a better overhead view as well. So the way I would attack this, let's say it's another session. You're out there for practice now. Coming up to, I believe it's turn 4, right?
Yes.
Let's try and, number one, maximize the width of the track. So maybe the curb on the right, the rumble strip, is quite sensitive. You don't want to go over it. Get right up to the white line. Wider you can make the track, the wider the entry of the corner is going to be. And when it comes to lifting, you have to do that relatively early. The moment you start lifting off the gas too deep into the corner, that's generally too late. You'll understeer and you'll overshoot the turn. So start off by lifting at the beginning of the rumble strip. So at the beginning of the session, a brief lift off the gas as you come over here. What will happen after you lift off the gas? You're neither going to be on the gas or the brakes. So there's a period, and I'm going to fast forward a frame or two. If this allows me to. That's too fast. So we're coming up to the beginning of the rumble strip. We lift. There we go. Couple of frames. That period that we just went through is coasting. No brakes, no gas. You're just rolling the cart almost.
Right.
What's happening there is you're reducing speed and you're giving the tires time to grip. Then you rotate the cart. You go for your turning. It's a fast left-hander. Do you use your body weight? Are you leaning any of the corners?
Not really. The only one is that like first turn that's flat out. My body just like I lean towards the outside just because of the natural thing. But for the other corners, I haven't really focused on that or thought about it.
I would implement a lean over here, 100%, if you're trying to take it that bit faster. So as the cart is coasting, start leaning your body to the outside. The reason you want to do that is to load the outside tires with grip. Yeah. The more grip you can put on the outside, the easier the cart will now rotate to the left. So lean your body to the outside and then slowly feed the power. So these next few frames are all about laying the power down. And do this progressively because you'll find a gripping point. See, if you do it too quickly, the cart will step out on you mid-corner. Once you do it progressively, it's almost going to stick to the track and you can guide the cart exactly where you want it to go. And in terms of the actual apex, we want to go mid to late for this corner. If we look at the overhead shot,
yes,
I would say you can get away with a middle apex over here. Just taking the smoothest radius possible, smoothest arc. You see, the later you go, the deeper you'll have to go into the turn and then cut across. I'd still stick with middle apex, but get close to the inside curb over here. How sensitive is it? Like, can you ride it or just?
I personally haven't really tried riding it, but yesterday it was raining quite a lot, and I tried going over the curbs, and it was quite slippery.
Yeah.
And also actually, the curbs here are quite bumpy, and the suspension on these new carts is very, very stiff. So once you hit a curb, like you'll be bouncing for a few moments before going back to normal. So I don't know if it would be something to do.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best to experiment and see how the cart reacts. If it starts bouncing and gets unsettled, if you ride this curb, avoid it. I would just go up to the faded white line, just over there. That's sort of the limit. You see, in this case, the driver's left a bit of gap to the inside curb. Be mindful of that. Always try to be as close as possible. Closer you can be, the less time there's left on the table. Remember, we're trying to gain those hundredths and tenths of a second. That's really where it will be. Just check the chat real quick. No worries. Take care, Nikandros. It's been a pleasure. We'll hopefully catch up next time. As you exit the corner, feel free to use all of the runoff. How are the track limits like on this track? Do they penalize you for going over the white line and things like that?
No, they're completely fine with that. It's just that if you go beyond that, you have sand and grass on either side. So
yeah, exactly. So the most important thing is to try to be within the limits of the track. Give me one moment as we got Jeremy over here. Hello, Jeremy. Welcome back.
Hello.
We're just finishing off with Shyam. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Yep.
So that's basically turn 4. Now, just to recap again, what are the key things you want to go for next time? Talk me through it.
So this is actually something the guy was saying I tried something different. It's actually going all the way to the outside like this. And then, so now what I'll do is instead of braking mid-corner, I'm going to try to lift at that first rumble strip.
Yeah, at the entry, nice and early.
Yes. And then around where I normally brake is where I'm going to try to just turn in and just try to middle apex and get as close to that inner curb.
Yeah. Just quickly on the lifting part. Initial lift, coast the cart for half a second or a second. So roll it in the corner, let it grip, lay the power back down. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Lay the power back down. You might get a bit of counter steer as well because the tire's on the limit of the grip. And as you said, get as close to the inside as possible. Don't limit the cart on exit. In fact, use as much of the runoff as possible. That should really help you out through there. What about the next few corners? Any other corners you're struggling with at this?
So that final corner, right before there's that S section.
Yeah.
That's that's a crucial corner, especially for lap time, because it leads into this like the longest straightaway.
Yeah.
So I just want to focus on like learning how to get a like perfect, like an almost perfect exit.
Yeah.
On that one.
Your overall line, I must say, is on this lap, for example, good effort over here. So you're going for the left-hand side of the track, flicking the cart to the right, and then it's flat through this section, right? The left. Yeah. Is there any braking for the initial part as we come up the crest over here, if it were?
So at the start of the season, I was braking there, and then I was a bit slower, but then I realized like I could just lift and then just aggressively turn in, and then it would still stick.
Yeah. Excellent. So here you're just lifting.
Yes.
Super. I think even in terms of the revs, yeah, you've been able to keep the revs high over here and get away with without losing too much in terms of sliding as well. Let's just look at some footage over here of another driver, for example. And Elijah was struggling with this corner a bit. We were discussing it, and what you want to do is drive the first part of the corner, the first left, in order to prioritize the fast right.
Right.
So even if it, as you said at the beginning of the season, you were actually braking a bit on the corner entry, and that's good to start off with. The idea is try and be on the gas as soon as possible. We want to try and carry as much speed through the corner. So now that you're in a position where you're lifting off, how early are you lifting?
I would honestly say like I would pretty much go straight through here, and then I would say maybe a little bit beyond this is I'd quickly lift and then turn.
Okay, yeah. So just as we come up the crest over here, so the curb ends, that's a nice reference, the curb ends, the sand starts just about here, you'd say, you lift?
I'd say maybe a little bit deeper.
A bit deeper, okay. About here?
I think so.
That's almost near the apex of the corner. And yeah, I can see why you're doing that, because you're trying to carry as much speed into the corner and give yourself the chance to have a good exit. Now, one thing you can experiment, right? This may work. It might be a bit slower, but it's worth trying out. Is going for an early lift, right? Now, the logic behind that is we'd lift somewhere here. So as the curb is ending, get off the gas about here for a brief period.
Where the sand starts?
Exactly. Just as the sand starts about here, nice and early in the corner. Why do you think we should try something like that? And
just to see if I can get like a better exit out of the corner?
Exactly. Sometimes sacrificing a bit of time on the entry early can result in you then, you've lifted, you flick the cart to the right. I would also encourage you, lean the body to the left-hand side over here, lean out, load the outside tires with grip, and immediately get back onto the gas. So this is different to turn 4, where you're progressive on the gas. See, this is a tighter corner. You're not carrying as much speed, so you can get away with being more aggressive on the steering and the accelerator. Whereas turn 4 is more flowing. Remember, all the way from turn 1, you're flat out downhill, and then it's a fast left. So you have to sacrifice a bit more when you lift. Here, it's short and snappy. You can be aggressive. But the point is, because we've we've lifted early over here, by the time you get to about here where you're telling me you were lifting previously, on this case, we'd be back on the gas already. So early on the gas, and then we're going to carry that all the way to the exit of the corner.
Okay.
And then you complete the lap by generally keep it tight to in the middle of the track, head back out wide, and complete a quick lap. So when are you going to the track next?
So I believe like Wednesday, July 3rd. So not this Wednesday, but the week after, they have open lapping. So I can do about 40 laps there, which is where I'll get to experiment before the next race.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So 40-minute open session.
So it's about an hour, but they limit you to 40 laps during that time.
Excellent, excellent. I would really take advantage of that. And are you able to have like a break between laps? Like let's say 20 laps break, 20 laps, or 15 laps break?
Yes, you can do after like 20 laps, you can take a break, but you just can't take too long, because if you go past the hour, then you can't finish your laps.
I think two very straightforward things for you. As we discussed, don't change much. You're at the top level already. We're chasing the few hundreds over here. Let's focus on turn 4, and then I believe this is, well, if that's 5, 6, let's call this turn 7 and 8. So focus on turn 4, focus on turn 7 and 8. Turn 4, as we said, rather than braking, why don't we try lifting early in the corner, be progressive as you lay the power back down, use the full width of the track on exit. Try and make the widest arc possible, because it's one of those corners where you need to use all of the track. I'd also experiment, even if you have some wheels on the rumble strip on the right side, just for pure experimentation purposes.
Okay.
The wider you can make the corner, remember, the easier it's going to be to take flat.
Right.
The radius becomes larger for you. And then 7 and 8, as we discussed, towards the end of the lap, just bring that lift nice and early. So as the curb ends on the left-hand side, lift early. This time you can be more aggressive with the throttle input. Get right back onto the gas. More importantly, lean your body to the outside, to the left-hand side. Get right back onto the power. Slice across this curb. That's one thing I really quickly want to show you, actually. Let's just use this footage as an example. I'm not sure how aggressive you can be. The sand there. Yeah, I'm just looking at the inside part of the corner. So as you flick it to the right, realistically, how much of this curb can you ride?
You can ride, like, you can go on it. Like, I generally go a little bit on it, but if you go a little bit too deep, then it unsettles the cart for the exit, which can cause you to go off track.
Yeah. So you don't want to waste your lap by taking too much risk. No, I thought this was all flat, but looking at it, it's one of those where, similar to what the driver did over here, he's gone about halfway on the curb. Maybe that's about the limit. And then you should be good, yeah. Use that 40 lap practice as a way to experiment, do 10 laps. So exactly the same line, but only change turn 4. And then the next 10 or 15 laps, exactly the same line, only change turn 7 and 8. And then if you find it's working, maybe it's getting you a bit faster, put it all together in the last 10 or 15 laps and see overall how your lap times work. Depending on the weather and things like that, let's hope you can get a low 39. I think that's definitely achievable. Even if you can get into 38s, that would be excellent again.
Yeah, like the last open lapping, I got like a 38.7.
Oh,
it was
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very like hot day. So, but I was about 4 tenths off the fastest guy. So, right now I just want to experiment. That was like at the start of the season, but now I want to see based on this as well, and what I've learned from the other races, what I can get now.
Well, I think that's the target now. Get into the 38s, mid 38s, low 38s. Try and get some more footage as well of you during that session. That'd be really, really helpful. Do you have a helmet cam to put on the top?
Yes, it's on the chin actually.
Chin, okay. If you have the top one, it's slightly clearer.
Okay.
If you're able to arrange for that'd be really good.
I actually have the mount already on the top as well. So I could just put the GoPro there instead, like for the open lapping.
Yeah, I think you got is it GoPro 10 you got?
I think it's 11.
11, yeah. So you got the, wide field of view, super view, I think it is, or hyper view, and it'll look really good from the top.
Okay. I can definitely try to figure out how to work that as well.
Absolutely. Let me know how it goes, Shyam. Let's meet up hopefully in the next session then, yeah?
Thank you. And I just had one like quick
Go
question.
ahead. Yeah.
So turn 5, so the one right after 4, I'm not sure if you spoke with Elijah about this, but personally I brake there.
Turn 5 is the hairpin, right? Yeah.
Yes. And I normally brake there. I wanted to know if it could
spot
be
on.
lit.
So that's what we were actually discussing last time, and it's such a tight turn that you should use the brakes to actually turn the cart. So you take it as a typical hairpin turn where we try to go for a late apex. So we go deep into the corner in a straight line, get the braking done nice and early. Continue in a straight line, sharp, late turning, achieve a late apex, use all of the track on exit. So it looks something like that. What do you notice about my braking over here?
Is it that it's towards, like I noticed there's a pink and then
pink is brake and then yellow is gas.
Okay, yeah.
What do you
braking
notice?
in a straight line towards the edge of the track?
Yeah, it's hard braking in a straight line. More importantly, the braking finishes before we even get to the apex of the corner, right?
Yes.
So all of this is gas. So we should be accelerating through the corner. That's the target. Get your braking done early, slow and fast out. That's really the name of the game for that turn. Harder you press the brakes, the easier it's going to rotate, the better exit you can get.
Right. Thank you so much.
No worries at all. Let me know how it goes, Shayan.
Will do, and I'll see you next session, like after that session.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
All right. Have a nice day. Bye.
Take care. You too. All right. Jeremy, are you still there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you following the Euros?
Yep, still.
How's it going?
I think I might don't know, I'm going insane. Southgate, just get him gone.
I think that should have been done before the tournament, but let's see. One more game. It's tomorrow, right? England playing.
No, it's Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay. So it's a must-win, I think.
No, it's a draw. Winning. It's automatic.
Yeah. They're still top of the group though, so
yeah,
it's not as bad.
Yeah, but still, it's like so painful watching them play.
Yeah, I mean it's easy teams, so if they get to the knockouts, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be much harder.
I think we'll get easy draws, but when it comes to like the good ones, like France, we're done for.
Oh, definitely. They need to step up.
Unless we sort these tactics out, because we play the ball, we get a goal, we just don't press, we don't put any pressure on, we just sit back. It's so bad.
Yeah. That's it. It's not the best of tactics. That's for sure. Right, what we're gonna do? We're gonna finish off with your session that you shared, which was the race.
It was the whole race.
Talk me through this race, because I think it's quite an interesting one.
I think I told you a bit about it last session or a couple sessions before. So I qualified second.
Okay.
Went up to first. And then I did a ABC overtake and had to go in the sim bin and went back to 12th.
Yeah. I vaguely remember now. I'm just trying to fix the audio. Do you not hear any audio? Or there's no audio?
There isn't any audio. There's
no
like
audio.
a tiny
Okay.
bits, but very quiet.
Is that just like a setting of theirs, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's too bad. No worries. Let's go to the race start. Well, it took them a long time to order the grid.
It was like full grid that day.
So 25 or 30? No, 30 maybe.
No, it was around 30. Yeah.
Wow. But you're at the front, so you can avoid the carnage. Let's see.
Yeah.
So you're off. How was kart 30, first of all? Decent?
Okay, so first of all, when I was driving, I found it all right. But when I replayed the footage, it looked like I was losing a bit on the straights.
Okay. But you're still fighting. Good start. You've held your position. And we got 24 in front. 24 is rapid. Pulled away very, very quickly there. Nice move. Beautiful. So what happened here was you anticipated the gap was closed down a lot into the braking. Swipe across the track. Space is still there. Let's go for it. Let's dive bomb. Clean move. And you're up to first. So I think in terms of a plan for the race start, couldn't have gone any better. But now the defending has to start. What do you notice about 24 over here?
Very aggressive.
They're aggressive, but they're just so quick on the straights. If you watch here, watch this. How they're just pulling away at the start. You see that?
She was very short, so I'm guessing she was
lightweight. Yeah. So coming out of turn 1, 2, 3, she's going to have this huge run on you. And you'll notice that she's right on the bumper over here. There you go. On the bumper in the slipstream, put down to the floor. And by the time we get to the entry of the corner, boom, she sent it down the inside. Let's see how you react. Someone bumped you from behind there?
I'm not sure.
It looked like somebody pushed you off the line a bit. Nice, you're keeping up. 50-50, huh? You saw the move.
I just thought might as well
go for it. Might as well go for it. Yep. And you've got P1 back. Okay. Bit of human DRS. Yep. Love to see it. But look
how fast she was on the straights.
That's very difficult to compete with. And then P3 comes in. Whoa. Goes for the move. You're doing well to defend there. That's nice. 24 is pulling ahead now whilst you guys battle. Yeah, you know what? It's very difficult to defend from someone like this. Even if you keep them behind in the corners, they always get you on the straights, like she did. Because over here, you go ahead in the corner, you held position, and then come the straight. It's just a drag race, and it's difficult to defend. You should pick your fights now. P3 is closing in, so I think realistically that's the position you want to try and defend. Let's see how it gets on. Also, he's a heavier driver. He's definitely not as light, or the height difference is there, right? What did you notice with number 12? I believe he is his kart.
Oh, he was, well, his kart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't remember.
Let's see how this battle goes on, though. Coming through there, I think overall your lines seem to be a lot better than the first video you shared. That was qualifying, I think we reviewed, right? So yeah, I think generally you would have been. There we go. Just peek over the shoulder. That's really good. You've actually gained on 24. And what do you notice about the gap over here?
Big gap.
Yep.
Increase.
Head down, focus forward. You got to accept you're going to lose some on the straights, but just be better in the corners. You can catch up. That's what you've done over here. Again.
Yeah, in the first corner, I felt like I was gaining a lot there.
Really strong.
Yeah, I'm noticing that too. My lines are way better in the race. I don't know why.
Yeah. A couple of things psychological, because you're fighting for the podium. You want to keep it. You're trying to drive better, but also you're following or chasing someone down. So you're gonna try, to be on a better line to keep up with them and eventually pass them. Much better. Look at that nice late apex. And again, you repeated the move. Beautiful. And you actually defended it on the exit of the corner. Now we've got some lap traffic already. Okay. Yeah, definitely your kart is average on the straights. Not the best. That's for sure. Oh, the yellow flag, right?
Yellow flag,
I was going to say,
yeah.
okay, I was wondering, are you just keeping up, or?
No, I would have overtaken him ages ago.
No, there we go. I was going to say. But then actually 24 goes down the inside of the lap car, and she goes down the inside of you. Okay. This is becoming a quite tough battle now between the two of you. So we're coming up to, see, this corner, what you should do is, now it's the second time around, you're in front and she's behind on this straight. Try and cover the left-hand side. Even if you have to weave in a subtle way, just block that gap over there. And that forces them to go around the outside. If they go around the outside of you, fair play. But that's the long way around. So, make them work for it. Don't just keep the door open and, invite them. Setting up a switchback, maybe. Got a lap car in front. Yep, this always adds to the drama, the lap carts. Oh. Yeah, just follow them through. Here you'll see again the difference in speed. Just pulling away. Top end speed is a bit more for 24. Well, what are you thinking here? It's lap 4 now. Have you settled in? Are you still is the adrenaline still quite high? How are you feeling?
Pretty high, because I had another kart behind me as well. You could see.
Yeah. Oh, this is him. He comes out of nowhere. Kart 4. Yeah. It's always important that within the first 2 laps, settle down. You should have some idea of who you're fighting with, and avoid tensing up and things. Moment you're really on edge, that's when you do aggressive maneuvers, you make mistakes, you go for reckless moves. And I think that move is coming up soon, right? I think where you lost out a few positions.
Yeah.
Still P2 though for now. Got a nice exit. So you're really gaining on that last sector. I think your lines are pretty much spot on. Head down, trying to chase up 24. Third one, you're strong. Look at this, nice and tight. Gaining a lot of time again. Good exit through turn 2. Much better through turn 3. Look at that. Oh, just a bit too much. Yeah, you had a very nice entry actually, because look, you're wide onto the outside curb. Flick it to the left. I thought, look, you're gaining. But it was a bit too much speed, and you ran out of exit road. That's just a shame. So now, look at how much 24 gained in that. You were literally on her bumper, right?
Yeah.
And that could be a combination of adrenaline and just overdriving a little. You don't anticipate that. And then 5 seconds later, pause. You've lost the advantage. The guys behind are close. Let's see how this plays out. Whoa, big dive bomb by 1, 2, 3 people. So P4 now. It looks like these guys are working together. And the guy behind is giving you a hard time as well. Nice exit. Oh, good move. Really good. So here you've set that up well, and you've taken advantage of this guy going wide. You see how he's nearly gone into the tires? As he rejoins the track, he has less speed. You got a better run down the inside. Job done. So back up to P3. Good move. You're strong through turn 1. Again, keeping it tight. That's exactly what you need to do. Bit of understeer there. Bit of understeer. Do you notice that? Look how much you're turning the wheel. And look at how the cart is just being pushed away from the apex of the corner, yeah?
Yeah.
Just got to slow it down sometimes. Don't overdrive it. And it's different when in a race. There's, especially like now, you got one guy in front of you, you got one guy behind you. There's pressure, so that plays on your mind. It's very much psychological. Yep, they're right behind. They'll give you a bump on the back. They'll let you know that they're there. You just got to keep it calm and keep it smooth in this moment. Nice. Really nice. Beautiful line. Look at that. And actually, you hit a perfect apex. There's a nice wide on entry. Flick the cart to the right. I believe somebody bumped you as well as you were going mid-corner there. But, that helps. Catching up to some more lap carts now. Let's see how this goes. So always tricky negotiating. Beautiful. Really good move. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Classic switchback. So you're observing what the driver in front does. He just goes down the inside. You can't follow him because turn 3 is coming up right away. So let's stay wide, brake early, anticipate 13 to overshoot. As he overshoots, we go nice and tight. Switch back, bit of contact, but it's fine. And look at that, you've gained onto number 2. That's number 2, right? Yep, number 2, he's under pressure now. He knows you're there. That's P2, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Really close now. You're going to send it? Not close enough. Bide your time. You're faster. He's under pressure. Give him a bump.
I was faster in this. I kept bumping him.
Yeah, that was maybe too much because look, you bumped him, you bumped him over here, and then you bumped him over here, and then you bumped him one last time over here. Bit of ping pong, huh? But it's fine. No harm done. He kept his position. I think the guy's behind you though. You put your hand up or something?
It was
yellow flag.
Yellow, then it
Yeah,
instantly disappeared. So
okay. Yeah. I thought somebody bumped you from behind or something. You were... nice run. Yep, caught him napping. Beautiful. Down the inside. Cover the line. Beautiful. That's awesome. Now we got a whole load of lap carts. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. Okay, that's very decisive. That is very, very good. Let the gap open up. Send it down the inside. Trust the guy doesn't close the door. Set up a nice exit here, which you get. Really, really good exit. You can see still, yeah, look, 30 is lacking a bit on the straights, ever so slightly. You're just about keeping up with somebody else who was on a slower line, although you had a faster exit. Very nice moves, very nice. Dive it down the inside. Now what you've done is you've successfully passed 3 lap carts in how many corners? 1 in 3 corners. So you put a buffer between yourself and the guys behind. You always want to clear lap traffic as fast as possible and then hope that that lap traffic will hold up your rivals behind. And it looks like you got clean air for now. So, what happens over here?
Don't want to talk about it.
All right. Somebody spun off.
That was the P1 leader.
That was a leader. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So your P2 leaders spun out. You're into P1. Okay. Looks good. We're approaching some more lap carts. Whoa, there's about 3 of them now. Yeah, the lap carts always keep the race interesting. Oh, yellow flag?
Yeah. I think, I'm not sure.
This guy was waving something. If you look at the marshal over... Yeah, you see that?
Oh,
He's very, very vaguely. So he's put a yellow flag up. And I think this might be why you got called in. Maybe. Let's see. He overtook them cleanly. No harm done.
Let's
see this.
It's not good.
Classics. Oi! Oh, you just sent him into the barriers. No. I would have cut you some slack, but no, that's I think 2 never goes into 1. He's trying to come to the inside. You're already there. You punt him there. I guess he went into the barriers or something.
I don't know. After that, I was like, yeah, that's me gone.
No. It's see, this is another thing with 30. It doesn't have good top end. Because what happens is, look, you gain. You gain, and now there's no top end. So the gap neutralizes. You're neither gaining nor losing. He's obviously braking early now, so you're gaining a bit on entry. But I don't know. Racing incident, or at the end of the day, the way the marshals see this is you were the driver behind, you took the guy out in front, he went off in a barrier, and you survived. So I understand why they and look, the guy is right there, so he saw what happened. Honestly, regardless of whose fault it was or whether it's a racing incident, sometimes with lap carts, just bide your time. Like in this moment, see, if this was turn 1, send it. Why not? Because turn 1 is a flowing corner, right? You can see it's a long right. But this corner is so much tighter. So the guy in front is naturally going to turn a lot sharper and he's going to cut you off. And that's what happens. He cuts to the inside. It's a sharp corner. You don't anticipate that, so you bump him and then his race is over, basically. So let's see what happens over here. When do they call you in? Do they call your number? Oh, they do. He came on the screen, right?
Yeah.
This is the long pit lane. No, it's not that bad, actually. That's now. He's probably explaining. It's funny. What was he saying?
He was like saying, "Oh, you took him out. This is an ABC overtake. You would be allowed to do this in natural race and like all that stuff."
Oh no! So from P1 to what, P12 now? And
somewhere around there.
They hold you. Remember this pit lane exit? Just let
like,
everyone come through.
Yeah.
So why not? Oh no! And that's basically 10 minutes into the P40. So you got half an hour from now. Yeah, the way I would attack this now is head down. Don't stress about what just happened. You avoid repeating that same problem, and then just focus forward. That's all you can do. So, which position are you in now?
Somewhere around like 12th, I think, maybe 13th.
Okay. And then when did you recover to?
5th.
5th, excellent. So you slowly made your way up the field. Yeah. No, that is awesome. You see, these races are very, very good learning experience, and I encourage you to do more of them. When are you planning to go to the track next?
Either, I think, in a couple of weeks or like in a couple of months, either one.
Couple of weeks, yeah. I think the weather will be decent as well, so you'll have a good session, and it'll be busy. You know, in summer these races will be full. So check the online booking. Try and book the one which is the busiest, because that's where you have the most action. Unless you want to just go for timings, then you should book, I think it's the practice slot, which is 20 minutes, and then you can go for best timing. But I think that was a really good experience, and I enjoyed reviewing that. Actually, that was a fun race. But lap carts, you know, they can spoil the race for you, but at the end of the day, you got to look at the bigger picture. You're the quicker driver. You know, you were P1, so you had it all to lose. Sometimes just be a bit more cautious. Back off a little. There's always another corner to overtake, yeah? So it doesn't all have to be do or die in that moment. And it's a lap kart, so, you know, you're lapping the guy. You're much faster. Let's hopefully catch up in the next time then, Jeremy, yeah?
Yeah.
Any other questions before we wrap up?
So I just want to know what are the main things that carbon boots are like way better than normal shoes? Because I might get some.
Yeah. Well, the shape is different. Let me just show you some karting equipment. So Demon Tweaks, this is website I've pretty much always used because they have all the kart equipment available and different boots. What I like to is always go low to high. So for example, At the moment, the cheapest boot you can get is about £65, £70. These are the two budget options. I remember I started with this boot, and it's very durable. The time it lasted 2 years with very regular driving until some hole appeared. But what you notice is the shape at the back, especially when you look at more advanced ones. So here, the shape at the back it's got this grip there. Let's go ahead and look at something like these, the V2 boots. Do we have a back thing on them? No. The idea is you rest your heel on the floor panel of the car, and the shape of this is designed so you have the most control over it. I wouldn't say there's a huge difference. It's not that you're going to suddenly become 1 second faster.
Yeah.
But I would just get it as part of a kit. See, over time, when you do karting regularly, start to buy bits of equipment. So I always say the first thing you should go for is a helmet. Helmet is one of the best investments you make. You don't have to start sharing helmets anymore. Helmets will be as expensive as hundreds of pounds. Some go into the thousands. If you filter the prices over here, well, that's not helpful. It's giving us all the accessories. You'll probably find a cheap one for about £70. How much is that one? OMP. No, that's open face. Give me 1 second. Yeah, just type in Sparko. Actually, Sparko.
Does it have to be like a helmet for like karting only? Can it be like any?
It doesn't. You see, once you start doing official FIA competitions, that's when they'll check your helmet if it's approved or not. But you could get something as simple as this, £90. X Pro, this is a good helmet. Yeah. So you get something like this. This is actually an approved one as well. Okay, so you can use it in some kind of competition. You can even pick ones up for, I think, £50 on Amazon. These will be bike helmets, though. So the shape is a bit different. Helmet, I always encourage you to get because the fact that you have to share it after, and you obviously don't want to do that in the long term. Also, you can customize it, add your own stickers, things like that. Then look into buying some gloves. Gloves, are essential. That will make you faster, just because you can grip the steering wheel a lot easier, and the control you have, is spot on. Then you can go on to something like boots, and of course the suit as well. Suit is very, very important to get.
Yeah, I have got my own helmet.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I was just wondering if it had to be like the same karting one, because it definitely is not.
Is it open face or closed?
Oh
face?
no, it's like a motorbike one.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, for rental karting, that's fine. So once you start doing the race karts and they start doing scrutineering, so that's for safety. They'll check your equipment before the competition. If you don't have a certain specification of equipment, they won't allow you to race. So it's really serious.
Oh yeah, I see.
And that should be about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for joining. We're going to call it a wrap for today's session. And thanks to everyone who's tuned in on the live stream as well. We're going to be live again on... well, let's just quickly review the chat. Strange name 111. Should a helmet sit on my head? Should a helmet sit on my head? I feel like it sits too high on the back and the chin sometimes comes up. Cheeks are fine, and I'm still breaking it through. I have 2 fingers from eyebrow to top of foam on forehead. I don't know if it fits correctly. 2 fingers from the eyebrow. Good question. Very good question. It sits too high on the back, and the chin sometimes comes up. No, it's not a problem if it's high at the back, yeah. As long as it's not too high, but your neck will be exposed at the back. That's normal. That's also why you wear a balaclava, if you don't want that to be exposed and also to absorb sweat. I have 2 fingers from eyebrow to the top of the foam. You know what? Which helmet are you using? That's important to know. Is it a Bell? Is it an Arai? Is it an OMP? Because once you know the manufacturer, then you should look at the chart size online. So the chart size will give you exact measurements on how to actually measure your head. And based on that, it'll advise which size you should get. Generally, it should be a snug fit. It shouldn't be too high, so it should cover your chin. Chin is very important. It's size small, the same size as they are in rentals. Try and measure. That's the most important thing. You need to measure your head according to the chart size of that helmet manufacturer and see if it adds up. But yeah, needs to be quite snug and fit. And yeah, it'll take time to break in, at least a month before it takes the mold of your head. But other than that, I think you should be fine. Yep, I wore it for 30 minutes, made my cheeks hurt a bit, but I know I need to break it through. Oh yeah, you got way more sessions to go. You need to keep on wearing it, and it's fine if it's slightly tight. It's there to protect your head. It shouldn't be loose at all. So I think you, by the looks of it, it's a decent size. Keep it. Right, let's wrap up. It's been a long session today. I think we've been on nearly 4 hours there. As we said, guys, love more and more people to join the academy, join the discussions. If you have any questions, if you have any footage you want me to review, every Sunday at 6 p.m. GMT. Click the pinned comment, click the link in the description. Join the KTips Academy for free. It is the #1 learning platform. Till next week, guys. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.